Isaiah Mitchell. At safety number 8, Hooray Williams. At safety number 2, Capricorn Miller. And at cornerback, number 28, K. Harris Wimbush. Doing the kicking for the Wolverines, place kicker Nick Braun.
So my name is Coach Mulitalo, Coach Edwin Mulitalo. We won a Super Bowl championship. Why come and play for me? Because you'll be a part of my family. I went to junior college first, went to Rick's Junior College, and for 1 year, went on the mission, served in the best mission in the world, Boise, Idaho. After that, I came back to Rick's Junior College and received a full ride scholarship to University of Arizona. That's where I played for 2 years and got drafted to the Baltimore Ravens in the 4th round, number 129th pick. Played there for 8 seasons and won a Super Bowl championship, Super Bowl 35 in my 2nd year. And then went to the Detroit Lions. And one of the historic moments I had with the Detroit Lions, I went 0-16. So after that, I retired. Took my family to Samoa for 3 years, came back in 2015, coached 1 year at Southern Utah University, and then ended up here in 2016, and it's been exciting ever since. And the neat surprise, the really nice surprise that I've been seeing thus far is our freshman group. We know we went and recruited the best freshmen that we can, but you never know until they come on the field. And so the freshmen that we have thus far are showing up, and they're excited. So their expectations are high, and that's exciting to see. Flying around and competing for a playing spot. And that's all we want, is that they go out there and compete. Well, why SVU? Why come play for Southern Virginia University football program? You know, the best answer I can give you is that we are going to care for the all-around athlete. We want you to excel in 3 main spots. Obviously, football. Yeah, you know, that's a given. That's why I'm coming after this certain type of athlete, or coming after you. We want good players, but at the same time, we want players to grow academically. You know, it's student athlete. But the other aspect that's really important to us is that you grow spiritually. And that your character, your whole self-being is important to us too. So we know that it's not all about football, and that there's a whole other aspect of football and coming here to Southern Virginia. And it's your spiritual side and your character. We care about those things. And that if you can excel in all those 3 things, and we think you can, then that's the difference between us. We're in a unique faith-based school where we'll preach those things, not in the classroom, but also on the athletic field. So coming here to Southern Virginia, I'm excited to do those things, and we expect that growth to come from all of you. So yes, I think I have a pretty good resume. I've played at all levels of football, in high school, junior college, then Division I football, and then achieved the highest honor of winning a Super Bowl championship with the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm running my team as I would my family. You know, it's tough love, it's high demanding, you know, and there's times where I've got to make tough decisions, and you may think one way and I may think another way, but I will treat this team as a family, which means that it's always tough love. And it's not always about football, and there's a time and a place for everything. There's time for football, there's a time for academics, there's a time to have a good time. You know, just because I'm demanding doesn't mean that we're going to be robots and not have fun. So that's the only way I know how to coach. The team is my family. This is our football family. You know, you have your family at home, you're going to have a spiritual family at church, those are your family, but you know, my family, my football family will be us. So why come and play for me? Because you'll be a part of my family. My first home game is September 1st against Christopher Newport University, and just happens to be my birthday. You know, for the student body, for the students here at Southern Virginia University, and for the community, those of you guys who live around BV or Buena Vista, Virginia, why come to the game? Because it's football, and we all love football. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. You know, I'm training. You know, we're working our guys to hopefully produce the best football that this school can offer, and that's why you should be excited, because it's football. So, all right, so come out and enjoy a game. Go Knights! Yahoo!
Welcome to the fields at Southern Virginia University for today's football interconference matchup between the Wolverines of Wesley College and your Southern Virginia University Knights. I'm Dawson Weidrich, and with me again is James Epps. James, it's good to be back in Knight Stadium.
It is great, and what a picture-perfect day we have for football. The sky's blue, the sun's out, we've got a breeze, nice temperature. Quite different than our opening game of home game this year, right, Dawson?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Against Rowan, we had rain and thunder and all sorts of stuff happening, and it was chaotic, but it was a very fun game overall. One of those games you dream of, and football games where it's raining, everybody's getting all muddy and wet. It was a great day. But you just saw that video of Coach Militalo, new head coach here at Southern Virginia University. This is his fifth game of the season for him as new head coach.
Second home game.
Second home game, absolutely. He had his first game on his birthday, as you saw in that video. And he's been doing a great job as being a part of the staff at Southern Virginia University as well as head coach. I mean, you have a pretty good relationship. What are some things you've noticed from him?
I'm starting to build it. It's neat. Personally, if you be around him, you can't help but feel like immediately what he preaches here is a family, a football team. It's a family. And he already knows and loves every one of these guys. His coaches are quite obviously you have a leader. There's a reason they're called a leader.
Right.
Coaches follow, players follow, but the coaches also have balled in. And I don't mean like a sales pitch balled in, but they felt it too, his genuine nature, his enthusiasm, his expectations.
Right.
But mostly that camaraderie, a family. And like he said in that video, with family also comes tough love. Right. And I don't think that's just for the players, by the way. I think it's his assistant coaches.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of expectation and pushes hard, but yet at the end of the day, they wrap their arms around each other and they love each other as brothers of a football team, as a coaching staff. And that spirit, there's just light in his eyes. There's the spirit, and he just takes you in. And I am thrilled at the thought of having a coach like that lead SVU football.
Right, absolutely. And we talked about this being his second home game as a head coach, and he had his first win as head coach at SVU last week against Keene. Very impressive defensive game where they won 14-9. And you got to watch a lot of that. What were some things you noticed from that game?
I saw every play, and defense stood out dramatically. They were quick to the ball. Most of the tackles were team tackles, anywhere from 4 to 5 to 6 guys. They were quick. We had 6 sacks, if you can imagine. I mean, 6 sacks for a game for us is huge. And our defense did set the tone for that win.
Right.
And play again. Most people wouldn't know this. We've been in Jack, I think, 4 years now. That's only our second road win. So they're hard to come by in the NJAC conference. You go to this university Kane has 15,000 plus students. Beautiful stadium, beautiful facility. Coach has been there forever. That was a great win. This year they're kind of middle of the pack, but we've been kind of the bottom of the pack in the NJAC. They're the middle tier team, and that was an excellent win for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just saw so many things go right for SVU, and in fact, we had the NJAC Defensive Rookie of the Week last week on our team with 9 tackles, 1 sack, and that was Jason Siosi. He did a great job in that game. Just like you said, they were swarming on the defense, getting those swarming tackles, those group tackles.
I think we can't underestimate. Excuse me, Dawson.
Right, no
the more
problem.
I think about that, you can't underestimate. You got to remember these are boys, right?
Right.
And those of us who play sports, you love to play. You work so hard. But just there's a lot of emotion involved in that win.
Right.
It feels so good that their work paid off because this coaching staff has worked these guys from day one. Their physical conditioning is starting to pay off. You're seeing better performance, better stamina towards the end of the game. They finished that game the way they needed to on the defensive side of the ball, particularly. It's just the team's happier. The bus ride home is great. I mean, those are things I know the families and parents and siblings of these players can really understand this, but the ride home was great. They were happy. The food tasted better, right?
Oh, yeah.
They could more relax and take a nap after they celebrated. The team has a policy. We celebrate for 24 hours after a win, which we hadn't got to do this year so far.
Right.
And then we get back to work, and that's exactly what they did.
Absolutely. And, again, Coach Mulitalo showing that success that he's had each year progressively with this defense, like we said specifically. I mean, I know the first year that he came, the defense was averaging giving up about 50 points a game, but then the next year was reduced to 30. And now this year, only one team has scored more than 30 points on us. So it's been quite the improvement on the defensive side. And speaking of Coach Mulitalo, I was actually able to talk to him on the phone this morning and get some concepts from him that he wanted to really focus on today. And it was a lot of offensive stuff he wanted to focus on.
Right.
He said that he wanted to really get the offense going, he wanted to run the ball efficiently. We've seen Akiva Wedge carry a lot of the load so far this year and just have some very powerful running. You talked about how he's just lowering his shoulder and running over people. And
he is so consistent, and thankfully he's been healthy. The gaps, last week we had the play where he busted from line of scrimmage, and the blocking was awesome. That was the best our line blocked that whole game. But they had stacked the line, and he needed just a gap, and they created one hole, and that's all it took. And he was – now the funny part is Kiva had worked so hard during the game. This was towards the in the fourth quarter. He got down, and even the defensive backs weren't quite catching him, but his legs got tired. He lost his balance, and he kind of stumbled and just rolled and really tackled himself.
Right.
But still, it was close to a 72-yard run. Wow. I mean, that really locked the game for us, flipped the field. We controlled the clock. All I can say is thankfully for Akiva that he has been healthy and can keep running well. Now, on the flip side of that, stick in a quick injury report, probably discussed later, but Workman's been a great backup for him and done well. Workman's out with an injury. So we hope his fast, quick recovery. We're thinking of him. We pray for him. But we're going to miss him today. So we have some other guys got to step up.
Absolutely. We saw Workman do a great job here in their last home game against Rowan. He really stepped in and made some big plays. And going back to what Coach Mulitalo said, he also talked about the passing game and how it needs to be more consistent. You know, we've seen in games some bright moments from the passing game, great routes, great throws, and great gains, but overall, there's just plays where he said that we really shoot ourselves in the foot. You know, in fact, he said a couple times we sometimes take one step forward and 2 steps back.
Right.
Which, of course, if you know logic, that doesn't get you anywhere in a fast pace. In fact, it gets you further away than you were before. And so he just really wanted to make sure that they didn't make the silly mistakes, because especially with Rowan, when we were here last time at Knight Stadium, they would have possessions where they'd start at Rowan's 30-yard line, but then would start the possession off with a penalty.
Right.
And so that make it 1st and 15 or 1st and 20. That's a hard hole to get out of.
Right. You dig yourself a hole right off the bat on nothing that the opponent did, just we did to ourselves.
Right.
So I am convinced. I know our players want to get better, and it's that attention to detail at every practice.
Right.
And they're getting it. They're working at it. And focus, concentration, and attention to detail. And as we talked about in the very beginning of the season, say it now. They should be gelling better now. The offense is the most complicated part of the three teams, if you will, special teams, defense, offense. And our line is really gelled at times, but we're still making the silly mistakes.
Right.
That is tough. Right now, we're having a hard time moving the chains consistently anyway.
Right.
We cannot afford. Now, I do believe Tate does a couple things really well. He has a good hard count, and our line holds steady. And we've got a few of the defensive linemen jumped this year, and that's a great benefit. It's great to start off 1st and 5, right? 5 yards. So keep going doing that, but we have got to avoid the silly mistakes. And sometimes those a 5-yard penalty, movement on the line, on the offensive line, at the early part of the game, and we're 2nd and 3 or something, is not near as costly. If we're playing from behind or trying to protect the lead, and it's the 4th quarter, and we're getting a little tired, and we're 1st and 10, we got to control the clock, and boom, we make that silly mistake. We're 1st and 15. Next thing you know, we're 3 and out, and we're not. Our weak area still are 3rd down conversions.
Right.
We struggled last week mightily again.
We only had one last week.
Yeah, 1 of 14 again. So those are great areas to work on. And look how well we did, and yet we have a lot of upside.
Right, absolutely. And speaking of which, the Knights have just run onto the field here for today's matchup. And a couple more things that Coach Mulitalo wanted to address with me when I talked to him was he was very excited about the defense, as we've been talking about, how consistent they have been, how hard they have played. He's very impressed with his coordinators, Nate Lialo and Rob McCoy, and how good of a job they're doing at diagnosing other teams' offenses and shutting them down and doing their best. And he's also very impressed with the freshmen that he has in this team. He says the freshmen are putting in a lot of work, have just been outstanding, and just having such a big impact so early on in their careers here at SVU. And that's got him excited for the future. I mean, if you have a young group of kids that play so well, that's got to make you wonder, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, what's going to be productive out of it? What's going to come out of it?
So that's what I said. Goal 1, I think more of a coaching mentality. I deal with coaches. I know the coaches of this team. That's why I talk about retention.
Right.
We want to retain these players. Now, there's benefit and blessings and some trade-offs a little bit when we've got our young guys going on LDS missions at times and come back. But if you get that pipeline filled, then it's just always sending and receiving, right? Sending and returning missionaries. But we've also lost a lot of players for various reasons over the year with 1 or 2 seasons. Our future is incredibly bright. We discussed it, 44 freshmen.
Right.
We have got a stable full of our sophomore and freshmen still make up about 82 to 83% of our entire team. So the future is very bright. We can retain and hold on to these players and let them keep developing and growing.
It absolutely is, and some great inputs for Coach Mulitalo there. Also, we can talk about some things that the Wesley College Wolverines have done so far this year. Very impressive, ranked number 6 or number 7, depending on the poll that you look at in the nation, and they are 3-0. And they just recently had their game against William Peterson where they won 43-7, and they are averaging 46 points a game and only allowing about 5 points per game. And so that's quite the offense and defensive work all gelling together. And I'm trying to figure out how SVU is going to handle this, and actually was able to talk to defensive end Dallin Breen for SVU. He is number 52, and he talked about how the defense has just mainly been focusing on flying off the ball. You know, if you're a smaller team, which it looks to be that SVU is the smaller team, we need to be faster off the ball, because they can't block what they can't get to. And, of course, making the correct reads.
So you go with a lot of your strength, right? So a lot of our talent is quick. We've got some good size, but we rotate a lot of players, and a lot of them speed and discipline, playing their gaps, following their technique. That's where it really is team D for us. We have got to play absolute team defense. And defensively, the speed will benefit us as long as we cover each other's backs. Don't leave the gaps open. Don't break out of your assignment. But once the ball is out, targeted, found, and we've got men heading that way, then everybody's got to go like they've been doing.
And we'll toss down to the field here for a quick prayer to start this game.
Thank you. Now, if you would all please rise, remove your caps and face the flag as the Southern Virginia Pep Band will play our national anthem.
Dawson Weidrich and James S. back up here. And we want to send it downstairs real quick to our sideline reporter, Sam Tedderton, for some updates on some injuries on this SVU squad. What you got for us, Sam?
Of injuries that are going to be pretty substantial. First and foremost, Adam Davis. He plays sort of a tight end / fullback hybrid. He went down last week against Kane, so he will not be playing today. Also, 3 starters on defense. Each of these guys have multiple years with the program. Josh Christopher at corner, Michael Benjamin at D tackle, and John Malore, who plays linebacker. So look for a lot of opportunities for these younger guys to get playing time, and a lot of what's going to be happening with them. You know, this is one of the best teams in the nation, and what better time for these guys to come out and play against such great competition. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sam. And so you see Wesley won the toss but deferred to the second half, so SVU will get this opening kickoff. That was number 18, Caden Knight, a
little
junior.
fumble, and he took a hard hit.
He did.
Really hard hit. Fumble in the play, but thankfully we're on it. We recovered it. We still got the ball.
Absolutely. Again,
Number 13 recovered. Great play.
That was number 13, Jeff T. Lapointe.
I think we can experience a little bit more of this. Be ready. Fans at home, I'm telling you, it's going to be a tough day. There are going to be hits all over the place. It's a very physical team. There's a reason they're perennial challengers of the national championship. Wesley.
Right. Absolutely. We talked about the talent that came out of their team last year. They're one of the 2 NJAC teams to have a man land on a 53-man NFL roster as Tate Briggs and the SVU offense lines up. Tate Briggs drops back. He's going to try to throw it to the outside to Akiva Wedge, but that's going to be too far to the outside. Kind of a safe play there because number 28 for Wesley was there covering that pretty tightly. That was DeQuay Harris Winbush, who is one of the leaders defensively. He's a senior for Wesley. He is 5'9", 165 pounds. He's from Arlington, Virginia. Went to Washington and Lee High School. Or Washington, I believe, is a transfer from Washington and Lee.
Not a bad play, though, to have. I mean, Akiva, just get the ball in his hands.
Right.
It's a bail play a little bit, but we'll connect next time.
Hand off at the middle to
nice
Akiva Wedge.
hole.
Nice
hole.
That's going to get him about 7 yards out to about the 22-yard line. And that's the kind of hard-nosed running we've been talking about and the great blocking that SVU's been doing lately.
Absolutely. And Akiva, again, we talk about Akiva, but that line's doing the job, and what we talked about beforehand. Consistency, stay on your man, hold your block just long enough, work together, and let's move the chains. We need more first downs, and we need to get out of the long third down conversions.
Right, and that was Ethan Winfield, fullback, number 85, checking in for SVU, coming in here. Hands off to Akiva Wedge again, but this time Wesley was ready for it. That's going to be about a 2-yard loss, going to make it about third. Well, actually about 4th and 5.
Number 3, most people aren't paying attention. Everybody's used to the end blitz, right? But that's a run blitz. Number 3 came in on the run blitz.
Yeah, that was Najee Wilson, linebacker from Sewell, New Jersey, who came in there and made that tackle on Akiva Wedge.
He took off just as soon as the snap happened. I mean, Akiva didn't get but maybe 2 steps, and that was it.
Right. As number 39. The punter, Jackson Hatch, will be kicking it for SVU. He's from Layton, Utah.
And what a great job he's done this year. And every time he has delivered for us. They've set up for a run back.
A nice deep punt.
Roll, baby. Oh, there you go.
And the ball is recovered. That is number 9 for SVU.
You just never know. Right, Dawson?
That's how you start again. That's Josh Newman, the junior wide receiver from Haymarket, Virginia, making that fumble recovery.
So it's classic. The rule, and I'm glad they didn't follow the rule, Wesley. Rule is ball's on the ground, run. You run to the sideline away from the ball.
You call everybody else off, and you don't go near it.
The guy just stood there, and the ball bounced right back on his heel. And then bingo, Josh was there. That's what I'm talking about.
And just like that, Tate Briggs and the SVU offense comes right back onto the field. I'm sure the defense is sitting there thinking, okay, we get a nice little longer break. This is nice.
Field position,
Right.
Field position. Look at
starting at Wesley's 35-yard line. Wesley making some shifts on the defensive line. Going to hand off to Akiva Wedge, who has a little bit of a gap, but gets only about a 1-yard gain there. As I believe it was number 30 for Wesley who ended up making that tackle. That is Nazir Williams. He's a linebacker. He's a sophomore from Bridgeton, New Jersey.
Gain of 1, second.
Well, I was going to bring it up a little later, but it happened so quickly.
Right.
We've got to turn them over some, and we've got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
We want to compete here. This is a great team we're playing.
Absolutely, as Tate Briggs lines up with a pistol. Kiva Wedge behind him. Actually, no, it's
Got
not
a hole,
Kiva Wedge.
got a hole.
That was number 22, Pastor Lewis, the freshman.
Was that 12? 2. No.
Number 2 for Wesley made that tackle. That is Capadona Miller. He's a free safety. He's also from Bridgeton, New Jersey, as it is a 3rd and 1 for the Knights.
Third down and 1 for the Knights.
Again, it's where we've got to be stout on the offensive line and move the line and pick up a
Cody
yard.
Thomas in the slot.
There it
Tate
is,
Briggs hands
there
off
it
to
is, there it is.
Pastor Lewis. Nice solid run by Pastor Lewis.
We haven't seen Pastor Lewis a lot because Borkman was getting a lot of those carries, but we've got 2 backs today that you're going to see more of.
Right.
Malachi, number 28, and number 22, Pastor Lewis. Great run, great blocking on the left side. The tackle turned in, pinned his guy, gave us 3 or 4 quick yards. 3rd down conversion, 1 for 1.
There we
Let's keep
go.
it
That's
going.
a good sign for SVU, as that was number 8, Corey Williams, a strong safety for Wesley, making that tackle. Is now 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line as they're making some shifts on the right side. Making a trips formation. Briggs drops back to pass. It's only a 2nd pass attempt of the game. That's complete.
Go down. Nice.
And that's going to be a 1st down play right there to number 15, Kevin Adams, the freshman.
Beautiful play. Well called, well executed. And I'm thinking Wesley's kind of surprised. I don't think they knew we would look like this coming out.
Right, as number 3, Jared Wagenhofer. Najee Wilson, linebacker, the junior, made that tackle for the Wolverines as SVU looks to the sideline for the play call. Akiva Wedge in the backfield.
The maturation of our team will show as we can keep putting together 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7 plays in a row.
Absolutely, as the ball is now on the 9-yard line of the Wolverines. Tate Briggs will hand it off to Akiva Wedge. He's got some space. He gets down to the 1-yard line.
I'm telling you what, that line is handling their line right now. Our offensive line has shown up to play.
Absolutely, as that was number 2 for Wesley. Capadona Miller again making the tackle. He's a senior. And we were talking about before the game how big and sturdy this defensive line for Wesley looks, but right now SVU doing a good job of handling them.
They are. I mean, I'm not taking anything for granted. This, as I repeat, this is a great team from a historically great program. And if you look at NJAC stats, they're like number 1 in a lot of the key areas. Akiva
Wedge in the backfield again in the I formation. 2nd and goal, ball on the 1-yard line. They're going to hand off to Akiva, and he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Knights!
That's it!
As the Knights will take a 6-0 lead over the number 6 team in the nation, Wesley. Talk about a turn of events for SVU. They were forced to have a 3-and-out, but they get the fumble recovery, take it right down the field, just punch it right down their throats.
Wow.
Great start for the Knights.
All I can say is that's what we're talking about. I mean, it just changes your whole emotion. These are young fellas, and they get fired up. So let's execute the extra point and come out and play defense.
And Jackson Hatch lining up for the extra point. The hold is good. Kick is up. And that is good. That'll make it 7-0 with just only 10.5 minutes left in this first quarter as the Knights force a turnover and march right down the field. They started that drive from the 35-yard line, so had great field position. But I tell you what, if this doesn't get you pumped up on that SVU sideline, I don't know what will.
If Coach Ed could have scripted it, this is exactly what he would have scripted, right? We didn't win the toss, so we got the ball kicked. We went 3-and-out. He'd like not to have that. We make a great punt. Turnover, 4 plays? We're in the end zone for 35 yards out. Fantastic start.
And Tate Briggs made that really good throw there across the middle. Had that nice little gap to throw into.
He showed some patience there because he had trips, three receivers on the side, waited for that break, and sure enough, that pocket opened up and which I've been wanting to see. In times past, I've seen this on lots of plays, 3rd down and something, and all of a sudden we go 20 yards down the field or go for an end zone.
Right.
No, we go for a 1st down, and I love the play call.
Absolutely. And then, again, we talked about freshmen before the game. That was Kevin Adams, wide receiver, the freshman, making that big receiving play there down in the red zone. So young player stepping up for the Knights. Jackson Hatch is a good kick. That's caught at the 5-yard line. That is number 27 for Wesley, who's taken it down the far sideline. all the way out to about the 34-yard line. I believe that was Ryan Clemens, number 37, who made that return there. He's a freshman.
Going to return, holding, number 8, returning team.
And a holding penalty on the Wolverines will push them back a little bit.
Wow. You know, from our young team, this is what I expect from us. But right now, we'll take any help, any gift, and that's a gift. Blocking the back.
Okay, blocking the back. So that's on number 39 for Wesley. That is Mike
Remember,
Krettel.
that's from the spot of the foul.
Yeah.
Dawson. See, he got up, but we went 10 yards back, but it was up there around the line there.
And now Wesley starting from their own 17-yard line. As number 15, Kalik Burrows, the senior quarterback for Wesley, drops
Good
back pass.
pressure.
There's a deep double coverage, and that's almost intercepted by number 7 of SVU.
Two things, Dawson. We got
Neil
pressure.
Davis.
That quarterback was feeling, I didn't see who it was, but we had one of our interior linemen at his feet and got his knees and calves a little bit right as he was releasing. And there was a jump ball, and our defensive backs sandwiched him, made a sandwich out of him. We about walked away with an interception.
Yeah, 2 defensive backs there again. It was Niall Davis for SVU, the junior from Salem, Utah. Burrows drops back again. He throws it complete for about a 4-yard gain, so that's going to make it about 3rd and 6. Complete to number 12, Ruhan Peel. And the tackle was made by SVU's
A little bit of a hurry
number
up
4,
here. Let's
Bishop
see if they do it.
Apodaca.
Yep, hurry up.
Burrows tosses it to the right side, and they got a good bunch of defenders there. That's going to force it to be
Beautiful.
first down and 5.
That's what I'm talking. That's our defense now.
And that is number 4, Bishop Apodaca, again pumped up in there. And that's a great defensive stop for SVU after that kickoff penalty on Wesley.
You know, again, a team matures and gets more and more experience. To have our defense come out and have them go 3 and out, making them punt from the 7-yard line, get a good return. We should have good field position, but keep our heads. Again, maturing process will be they'll get used to this. They know this is what we can do.
As is number 32, Peyton Madsen, who's back to receive it for the Knights. Receives it about his own 38-yard line. It's going to be stopped at about the 39, only gains about a yard, as that's tackled by number 28 for Wesley.
On those plays, we don't really care about the return backyard.
Right.
We care about him handling it cleanly,
Right.
getting it, even if he just goes 1 yard and drops down, versus the ball taking a run 10 or 15, 20 more yards down the field.
Right.
Well played.
And that was DeQuay Harris Winbush for the Wolverines, again making that stop on that punt. And so the offense for SVU will come right back out, feeling quite a bit of momentum from that last offensive possession. Made a couple very big plays. Great pass by Tate Briggs. And now start off here, Akiva Wedge in the backfield. Now in motion to the right side. Tate Briggs drops back to pass. It's going to be a quarterback draw. And he's going to gain a couple yards.
Go down.
He's still going for about a 6-yard gain. Kept his legs moving, kept his legs pumping, and pushed his way forward for 6 yards.
A lot of attention gets pulled when Akiva goes out of the backfield. And our receivers are out. The linebackers had the cheat to cover for him. And our offensive line gave him a little hole. He fought hard, picked up 6 yards. Way to go, Tate.
And number 30, Nazir Williams for Wesley, finally bringing Tate Briggs down after that good gain.
This is what we needed more of. When we have 2nd and short, 2nd and 4, it
Right.
opens up the playbook from so many more options.
It really does. It makes it easier on Tate Briggs to make some shorter completions. Hands it off as number 5 in motion for SVU goes across, and that was, again, number 5, Austin Forsyth, who is actually the backup quarterback here for SVU. Very athletic kid. We talked about his athletic ability that Coach Mulitalo has talked about.
He can fly. If we can just get him a little gap, he can go the distance. No one will catch him.
All right,
It's
as
good to see him in there.
Capadona Miller, the senior, made the tackle there.
3rd and short.
Now you see Akiva Wedge in the backfield. Looks like a strong eye formation here. Just trying to power the ball in through for a first down. And they're going to hand it off to Akiva. And he's got the surge. And he's going to go past midfield for a first down. Nice 10-yard gain.
What this shows a maturity and experience. Akiva, if you watch and seen that play, he rode number 67. We have to find who 67 is. But our left guard, he rode his backside and rode his back all the way through, and then he dumped him, pushed him, picked up 2 more yards. Great play.
And
Great play.
Shawnee Jones and there's DeQuay Harris Winbush again making that tackle on Akiva Wedge as Pastor Lewis comes in for Akiva. In the pistol formation, they hand it off to Pastor Lewis. He's got a good gap. He's got some space up the middle.
He can run.
Another first down. Hold on to the
Hold the
football.
ball, baby.
And it's going to be down at the
That's what I'm
16-yard
talking
line. Again, the tackle made by Harris Winbush, the cornerback, but Pastor Lewis had that nice gap.
Oh, my gosh.
Pushed
The
way
hole was
forward.
just huge. That O-line, we're going to be buying them something, ice cream or something after this game, because they can keep it up.
I mean, there's ice slice down the road here in
that's where
Buena
we can
Vista,
go.
so why not?
Beautiful play. Way to hold on to the ball.
Pistol formation again. Defender for Wesley flinched there.
They're getting, see, that's that Tate. He does that hard count, and they don't know if we're going or not, and we're going to pick up a few of those. You watch. They'll get offsides.
They're going to hand it off to Pastor Lewis. Another good.
Put his head down. There you go.
Driving his legs. There for about a 4-yard gain for Pastor Lewis again.
He got hit basically at line of scrimmage or 1 yard in.
He did.
He put his shoulder down and just drove.
And that was Corey Williams that was trying to bring him down but couldn't until about a 4-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 6 for the Knights here in the red zone.
Dawson, all teams prepare, and they had all sorts of film and tape on Akiva. They haven't seen these other two fellas. I think they're a little surprised by what they're doing. Great job on the whole offensive team.
Let's line up on the 10-yard line, pistol formation. They're going to hand it off to Akiva, and he's only going to get about a yard after he stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And SVU had that fake handoff that was going to be to Cody Alvaro Thomas, who's a freshman wide receiver.
3rd and short. Let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, 3rd
Two
and
for
4
two.
at the 8-yard line.
We can do it.
And for Wesley, that was number 71 in on the tackle. That is David Pierre. He's a freshman at 285 pounds from Carteret, New Jersey. A freshman, oh my goodness. Tate Briggs lines up. Some mix up in the
Broken
communication.
play.
Tate Briggs still going to get about 2 yards.
Yeah.
Gets in the middle of the field, making an easier kick for Jackson Hatch
Absolutely.
here in 4th down.
If you're going to have a busted play, way to move the ball to the middle of the field.
Right, both the motion man and Akiva Wedge were both confused what was going on.
Hey, we're going to make mistakes once in a while.
Right.
But look at the clock. Look what we've done. We have controlled almost the entire quarter. And let's do our thing here, get 3 points, and come out and play great defense.
And SVU has a chance to take a 10-point lead on Wesley, the number 6 team in the nation in Division III. The kick is up, and it's blocked by Wesley.
You got to get them. You
Picked
got
up
to
by
get
number
them.
28.
Yeah.
That
So
was
interesting
Quay
thing about a
Harris.
kicked extra point, they have a chance. They have a chance to return. If you don't get them, they have a chance to return that back for a touchdown. So
Right. And
That's
Quay
tough.
Harris Jr. or Winbush, coming in there.
those opportunities, put points on the board, get a 2-score game.
All right, as that was number 39, the kicker, Jackson Hatch, who made the stop there onto Quay Harris Williams. And so now Wesley will start with the ball on their own 26-yard line, able to dodge a bullet after that 3-and-out.
They dodged the bullet, and we just choked on the bullet. we got a block, man. We've got to take advantage of every point-scoring opportunity with this team. They do not give up points.
Right, as Kalik Burrows in shotgun hands it off to number 23. That is
Big 99 made him change his path. You see how he made him turn back in.
absolutely.
And when he did that, he turned them right into our defense, who were keeping their gaps, keeping the integrity of their lanes and their responsibilities. Great
And that was
play.
E.J. Lee for Wesley. E.J. Lee has 4 touchdowns on the season. He's averaging about 86 yards per game here. And that's a nice stop at the line of scrimmage, making it about 3rd and 7. That was number 4 for SVU.
What a great play.
Bishop Apodaca again,
Yeah.
sophomore from Oakland, California.
He goes by Lika. Lika absolutely smoked him on that one.
And now a long 3rd down for Wesley. As Kalik Burrows gets in the shotgun, drops back to pass. He's got some pressure. Throws to the outside to E.J. Lee.
Come on, stay with him. Stay with him. Nope.
And unable to break down on him.
And that's Skylar Coward. Skylar's he is so good on the outside. But hey, that guy had a good move. 1st down.
All right, and that was Peyton
But we had a 3rd
Madsen.
and long, which is great. I mean,
Right.
we get more of that.
Absolutely. If the defense can continue that up and be able to force those 3-and-outs or force those 4th downs, that'd be huge for him as, again, Kalik Burrows lines with shotgun. Bad snap, hands it off to E.J. Lee up the middle, and that's going to be keeps pushing for about a 6-yard gain here, close to midfield.
Good fight on their running back. Well done.
It's only the first quarter, but this could be the first time potentially for Wesley to cross midfield in this game. Burrows in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, hands it off to number 1. And he's going to go on the right side. He's got some
Jailbreak, but we
blockers
covered
there.
it. 52, Dallin, right?
Yeah, Dallin Breen, we talked about before the game. We had an interview with him yesterday that was...
he pursued from the other side of the line. That was great pursuit.
Right. As Cortera Simpson was on that end around. He leads the team with all-purpose yards coming into this game with 359 yards. He's the punt returner for the Wolverines.
First down.
As Burrows and E.J. Lee line up in the shotgun here. Drops back to pass. Looks to his left.
Got him! Oh!
And that was Dallin Breen for the sack, bringing him back to the 44-yard line. Wesley's 44-yard line, flying in there and making that sack. Well done. He had one sack last week.
Let me tell you, he flat. Dallin does speed, good technique, good moves, but he flat just ran number 70 right on back into the quarterback and then dove. That was a great play. That was great individual effort, and that's the play we need to stop that momentum.
Absolutely. And it's now second and I believe this is
18 or 19.
19 yards here. Cleek Burrows drops back to pass. He looks to the middle of the field. He's got an open receiver. And that was number 12.
Got to finish the tackle after the hit.
Ruhan Peel able to make that catch.
Oh, come on.
But he breaks out of there. We thought the play was dead, but that's number 12. That's still Ruhan Peel going in the end zone for a touchdown. I don't think he was ever down.
Apparently not. The refs are right on it. I am just sick to my stomach on that one. We had first of all, we hit him, didn't wrap up. 2 men were on him. He dropped down, but apparently he was sitting on our players. His knees never touched down. We don't have replay this week, but 3 men in stripes were right there looking at the play closely and never did make a call that he was down.
Right, everybody just kind of assumed it.
That's a Christmas gift we cannot give to them another time this game.
As I was Bishop Apodaca, the linebacker, who is in on that hit. And Wes is going to make that PAT, tie this game up at 7 with just about 2 minutes left in this first quarter. A lot of good things happening for SVU, but that one play.
That'll put gray on your hair on your head if you don't have it. It did me already. Oh, my gosh. All right. We're going to bounce back, though.
Absolutely. Get this offense back in the rhythm that it's had so far early on in this game. And kind of talking about SVU and the progress that's making in the sports area of things. We had the first ever field hockey game last night here at the Fields. And we also had the first ever SVU marching band here today for their second time here in Knight Stadium for a football game. And you're watching the first ever fully student-run sports broadcast.
Yeah, SVU is on the up and coming. It's great. Students are involved in every way. 55% of them play on sports teams. They're in music. They're in band. They're cheer squad. So many great opportunities here at SVU.
Yeah. And then Camille Lamb, the head coach for the women's field hockey team, will be interviewed at halftime here as we have Austin Forsyth ready to receive the kickoff.
I don't think we're going to give them a gift like that the rest of this game. I'll be a bold predictor of that.
As that is Forsyth running it back. Gets to about the 24, 25-yard line. A little update for you on some stats. Pastor Lewis right now has 3 carries for 42 yards. As Akiva Wedge also has 7 carries for 27 yards, and he has a touchdown, the one touchdown of the day. So running game starting off strong here in this first quarter.
Well, here's what I'm certain of with that defensive team. We love our players, but I guarantee those coaches had a discussion about wrapping up.
Absolutely.
They learned that in Pee Wee football.
Right.
Something went wrong. You don't wrap, you don't stop until the whistle blows.
Right.
I got a feeling we won't have that problem the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're going to go in there and they're going to make sure that he is down. They're going to look right at his knee as it hits the turf. So, okay, you're down now. No doubt about it. As Tate Briggs and Akiva Wedge come back out here for this offense. Number 9 for SVU, Josh Newman lining out to the far side of the field. Pistol formation. Bring a man in motion. There's a snap, hands off to Akiva Wedge.
They closed it pretty quick.
Doesn't have a whole lot of space to work with, and so he's going to be met
that
right at the
initial
line of
hold, that
scrimmage.
linebacker, he closed it up quickly. That was a great hit, great play.
He did. That'll be about 2nd and 9. Here is, that was 94 for Wesley making the tackle. That is, let's see, that is Cameron Miles. He's a senior. Some good work here by this Wesley defense so far after that first drive by SVU that went, or I guess the second drive technically.
Right.
Line up with 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Can hand it off to Akiva again. There's a nice little hole, but closed very quickly after about a 3-yard gain.
There's strategy to all football games, and understanding your opponent is critical. The more we can eat up clock, we need to shorten this game, as they say. We need to keep
Right.
the ball out of the hands of Wesley's offense as much as possible. We are the underdog, and for good reason. But that doesn't mean we cannot win this game. But one of the strategies is to do what we've done this first quarter. Control the clock.
Right.
Eat the clock.
And with some talk about Akiva Wedge and his transfer here to SVU, we'll toss it down to our sideline man, Sam Tedderton. What do you got for us, Sam?
Hey guys, so this game is definitely a big game for both teams and for all the players involved, but especially for number 2, Akiva Wedge. Akiva actually transferred from Wesley College to play here at SVU. And in the last drive, he is actually the one who scored the touchdown. I went over and I asked him, hey, how did it feel to score against your former team? And he said, best feeling in the world. Also, if you look on their helmets, you can see these pride stickers that they're awarded. This is the first time the program's ever done this. So you get a pride sticker for making a play, making a tackle, being a starter on special teams. But if you look at Akiva Wedge's helmet, you'll see quite a few. Back to you guys.
Ball start on the offense, number 13. 5-yard penalty.
Thanks, Sam, as we see that penalty there on the 4th down punt attempt. And talking about Akiva, how he transferred here from Wesley, actually. And they talked to him saying, how's best feeling in the world scoring former team? I can't imagine that feeling. That sounds amazing to me. And then, of course, we have some updates on some stats for Wesley. Their free safety number 2, Capitona Miller, has 5 tackles so far in this game. As Jackson Hatch set to punt here for the Knights. A low snap, but he's able to get it off. A shorter punt gets to about the 48-yard line as number 1, Cortarius
The hole up the
Simpson,
middle.
had a good return to SVU's 33-yard line.
All right. Our defense has to come on the field with their hair on fire.
Absolutely.
They have got outrageously good field position. We're playing right into their hands. We've got 40 seconds to go in the quarter. But we need to put our stamp on them on this one.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Wesley try to take a shot down the field just to start taking control of this game. But again, with 40 seconds left in this first quarter, many people surprised to see the score as SVU was able to get the first points on the board, make it 7-0, and then, of course, the Wolverines responded with a touchdown of their own. And again, SVU, besides some small mistakes, have been playing very well as Khalid Burrows, quarterback for Wesley, lines up in the shotgun with E.J. Lee beside him in the backfield. Drops back to pass, looks to his right side. He's got a receiver open, and he makes the catch at about the 14-yard line, pushed out of bounds.
You called that. When we had 3 defenders around him, we didn't get any pressure. We held it to a 4-man rush, no blitz, and they gave him great protection, delivered it on the money, and here we are. We got to keep them out of the end zone.
And that's Ruhan Peel, wide receiver for Wesley, making that tackle, or making that reception. I apologize. E.J. Lee toss to the right side. Doesn't have a whole lot of room, so he's stopped right there after about a 1-yard gain.
I love to see a well-played play. Yeah, that whole group, they stayed on their man, threw their blocker off, and had 3 guys right there. No gain.
All right, that's number 54 for SVU, Matthew Blake, making that tackle, linebacker from Provo, Utah.
We also had that outside safety. I'm not sure. I can't see it. Is it 12? He's the one I'll have my eye on, watching him take the block, held it, ran, and then they gave the linebacker time. Running back had turned back in. We had 3 right there only.
Right. And I believe it was wide receiver for Wesley who went out of bounds with 2 seconds left in the game clock in the first quarter, so the refs had to reset that. As Khalid Burrows and the Wesley offense set to start here at the 12-yard line of SVU.
The ref said that in the first half. It's really the end of the first quarter. Maybe we'd like it in the first half. I don't know, but it's first quarter.
Looks like a good first half score to me, as again SVU
Absolutely.
and Wesley are tied at 7 here. And we will take a short break as we transition here into the second quarter of this great matchup. It's been a good one so far. Look forward to some more action when we get right back. Dawson Weidrich back here with James Epson on the Night Sports Network here at the fields in beautiful Buena Vista, Virginia today. Perfect weather as it's tied 7-7. Wesley is on SVU's 12-yard line, 2nd and 8. And driving down the field here as Khalid Burrows and E.J. Lee are in the backfield for the Wolverines. Hand off at the middle to Lee.
Out away. Oh,
he's got a juke to the outside, a nice little space. They're going to finally make the tackle after about a 6-yard gain. E.J. Lee just pumping his legs there.
He's got strength and elusiveness. He's got to move. That's what I'm saying. We did a little bit better, but we've got to wrap up.
Right.
Like 2 and 3 guys have got to. We get 3 guys on them, all of them got to wrap up.
Right. And Khalid Burrows, quarterback for Wesley, is 5 of 6, 95 yards and 1 touchdown. Only 1 completion as he hands it off to Lee.
I think he's a little short, maybe a few inches. We'll see when they measure.
Looks pretty close to me as he needed to get to the 4-yard line, but only made it.
He's short.
And it's going to be 4th and inches.
Ref just showed literally like 3 or 4 inches. Now, opinion, they'll be going for it.
Yeah, would not be surprised if that is the case.
Doubt they'll be kicking a field goal attempt here. All right, going on. All right, D.
4th and inches. SVU needs a stop right here. As Khalid Burrows
when you got inches, you've got to get penetration. So
there's the formation. Wouldn't be surprised to see a handoff to Lee.
Oh, he bobbled it.
Got
him.
They're going to get to him.
Got him.
And that's going to be a 4th down turnover there.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is number 59, Caleb Thomas, coming out of there, pumped up, making the tackle, making the stop on that 4th down. It's going to be tough field position for the Knights offense, but what a stop. Talk about momentum building.
Right. Momentum, and again, yanking it away from them because Wesley took it from us with that crazy play they had for a touchdown. Then they blocked our field goal attempt. We needed some juice to happen, and that happened right there. So proud of that D-line, those guys, linebackers in the middle. I'm kind of surprised Wesley thought that they could just shove it up the middle because we loaded up the line.
Right.
We exposed ourselves on the wings. I thought they might pull a little. I would have faked it and come around the edge a little bit, but
that's
they
what
tried.
I thought
They challenged
us. Do. Yeah, they had a guy coming in motion.
Yep.
And they bobbled that snap, which might have messed up that timing a little bit.
Yep.
Hand off up the middle, and it's going to get about a yard. I believe that's a Kiva wedge. That was up the middle.
Game strategy is we'd love to get 1 or 2 or 3 first downs here, eat up the clock, move the ball, because we've got to flip the field. We've got to get better field position for our defense, and not. Odds are we're going to lose more times than not that close to field position against Wesley.
Right. As Akiva Jones
we need to
comes
move
out,
the ball here.
Pastor Lewis comes in for Akiva. Tate Briggs under center, hands it off to Pastor Lewis, who's got some space on the outside. He's going to keep pumping his legs. That's going to be about a 3-yard gain, make it about 3rd and 6.
Well, Wesley spread it out. They followed right down the line perfectly. They played it the way you should. They all played their lanes and stretched out. And, hey, I'm thrilled we got a couple yards out of them.
Right, as number 55, linebacker Jason Stewart for Wesley made that tackle, the sophomore out of Middleton, Delaware. Looking to the sideline for the call. As Josh Newman moves in motion to the far side. He's going to be in the slot. Pass to wedge on the left side. Fakes handoff. Tate Briggs going to pass to the right side, and that's completion.
There you go.
That is to number 9, Josh Newman. Actually, I apologize. He wasn't on the far side. He was on this near side and made that great reception.
Well, we're dialing up the right plays. Now, Nate has done a steady good job, but you've got to give him a play where it's quick release.
Right.
We can't have that waiting. We toss it up, possible interception. That was step, 2-step, drop, flick. Josh, good hands, perfect play, great job on both of them.
And that's Jason Stewart, the linebacker, making that tackle again. And Tate Briggs throwing a nice into traffic there, but had the nice accuracy there. Tate Briggs drop back to pass, across the middle again. That is well defended.
There it comes.
And that flag's going to come in.
Dawson,
I
was waiting. I'm over here throwing it myself, but finally that back judge threw it in for about 20 yards out.
As Nazir Williams, the linebacker, the sophomore, gets flagged for pass interference, it looks like it'll be, as he came in a little early. And that's what it will be.
Dawson, sometimes you like you guys to play a lot of different sports. Who was our receiver on that one? Who?
I believe that was Josh Newman again, if I'm not mistaken.
Bottom line, he blocked him out like you're blocking out for a rebound in basketball. He put his body between him and the ball. And it just made it that much more tougher, and we got that great penalty for us.
Yes, that's a spot of the ball foul. 1st and 10 for SVU. Akiva wedge in the pistol formation behind
Got him. Free play. Free play.
It's
Free
encroaching.
play.
Toss
Go
it deep
for
to
it.
number 21.
Oh, 21. Look
Just
out.
too far away out of the hands of SU's number 21. That is Caden Brewster, the freshman.
So again, that hard count for
Right.
Tate. It's going to show real quick. Yep.
Slide. Defense.
Yeah, he jumped so badly he was all in our line, and that tells you quarterback and should tell your receivers that they're paying attention. Free play.
Right.
That's why I'm all hollering free play. Free play means make a shot downfield. If we get a big reception, we get the ball there and just not take the penalty.
And I believe they said that was number 94 for Wesley. Cameron Miles, the senior. He is 5'11", 300 pounds from Walford, Maryland. So big boy, and that's a 1st and 5 for SVU. Another hard
Love
count.
that short yardage on first down. We talked about that earlier. Whenever you can get that, that's why Tate and those guys, when our offensive line holds like that and creates that penalty, is wonderful.
His formation, hands it off to Akiva Wedge. He's got some space, gets about a 4-yard gain, making it 2nd and 1 here in this second quarter. Again, if you missed it just a little bit ago, SVU had a nice quick scoring drive after recovering a fumble from Wesley when SVU punted the ball in their first possession, and then SVU was able to punch it in with Akiva Wedge. But then the next possession, Wesley had a crazy play where they passed it over the middle, and everybody thought he was down, but he ended up running, I think it was about 55 yards for a touchdown. And on the last play, that was Will Scott, the defensive end for Wesley, making that tackle. Again, 2nd and 1. Again, hand off to Akiva again.
There you go. There you go.
He gets the outside.
Put your head up.
And he's going to get the first
he
down.
crossed the line. I'm telling you, Akiva can smell the first down line.
He absolutely
Because
can.
he got touched and hit just a little bit behind the line of scrimmage, but put his shoulders forward and just drove and make sure he got that first down. I think we're 4 for 5 on, well, that wasn't a third down. We're 3 for 4 on third down conversion, but another first down,
And that
eating up the clock.
Shymir Vessels for Wesley making that tackle as Tate Briggs and is lining up in the pistol again. That's number 28 for SVU in the backfield now. That is Malaki Fotu, the freshman. Hands off at the middle to Fotu. That's going to be about 2 yards. Now approaching midfield. Making a nice, slow but steady drive here. And tiring out the defense.
Just what
Wesley.
we want. Oh, man down on Wesley. Hold on. One of the big line, one of the nose tackle.
Looks like it's number 71.
Right. For all players,
David
we hold
Pierre.
our breath and pray for the best and hope for the best. And he's getting attended to right now.
Right, the freshman, 6'2", 285 pounds. We're talking about the big boy as a
That's
freshman.
a man. I mean,
That is a
that's
man.
not a kid right out of high school. That's a man.
Right. And on the tackle in that play was Tyler Tate, defensive tackle, the freshman from Norristown, Pennsylvania. He's at 6'2", 295 pounds. As Coach Mulitalo comes down and talks to his players a little bit. And like we said before, if you're Coach Mulitalo, you have to be pleased with how your team is reacting to playing the number 6 team in the nation.
Thrilled.
And being tied in the second quarter.
Dawson, just give you a quick, we've got a moment here. Let's go over a couple things. NJAC, New Jersey Athletic Conference, a great, tough football conference. Wesley, number 1 in scoring offense. Wesley, number 1 in defense, team defense. Wesley, number 1 in total offense. Wesley, number 2 in rushing offense. Wesley, number 2 in pass offense. Wesley, number 2 in pass defense. And number 1 in passing efficiency. So good to see number 71 up and moving. Just to give our folks at home,
Right.
especially those out west, a long ways away from us who can't be here, who are supporting us, to give you a better feel of how we are, SVU is come to play and is delivering. This
Absolutely.
is a great team we're playing. We got our nose right in the middle of it, and we keep eating up the clock, keep moving the ball. Anything can happen.
Absolutely, as SVU's Malachi Fotu was able to get that little gain there, a 2-yard gain, as they line up in the pistol formation again. Trips right, sending Fotu in motion to left side. He's going to pass to Fotu, and he's going to get about 1 yard before he's pushed out of bounds.
You know what I like, though? It's a safe pass play a little
Right.
bit. Tate's still got to get a little bit quicker, but he put it where he needed to be. It wasn't a jump ball. It wasn't interceptions can be a problem for us at times. And they seem to just take the air right out of it. So that was a real good call, good safe play. We're getting close to midfield. Our punter can do the trick if we have to and pin them back. Good call.
Absolutely, as Wimbush, number 28 for Wesley, made that tackle, forcing him out of bounds. Tate Briggs lining up the pistol. But it looks like a false start will be here on Pastor Lewis as he started a little early. had his momentum going forward and couldn't stop himself.
Exactly. His body is leaning forward, which is good, but you got to stay stick. So that hurts.
As Akiva Wedge comes in here for Pastor
But he hasn't
Lewis.
had a lot of reps either. Sorry,
Right.
Dawson. But he hadn't had. We got to remember, guys, at home, our team followers, he's just starting to get a few reps. He'll be just fine.
And we talked about earlier how he had about 42 yards at the end of the first half alone, just on a couple of carries. So putting in some very good time here for the Knights offense, as it's now 3rd and 12. Tough situation for the Knights offense near midfield. Drops back to pass Tate Briggs. He's got some pressure up the middle. He's going to move up the pocket. And now he's finally going to get brought down. I believe it's by number 92 for Wesley. That is Tommy Tanner.
Hey, he held onto the ball. I think our punter can still flip the field well for us. Would love for him to have time to throw it out, get out of the pocket and get rid of it so we can save those 10 yards we backed up. But, hey, he took a shot and held onto the ball. That's a good play. But they were coming. They were committed that time.
They really were. They had 3 people in there that were causing pressure on Tate
their interior
Briggs.
lineman broke through, and that got
caused
trouble. Quarterback
Absolutely.
seeing a lot of muscle coming at him, a lot of beef in a hurry, and that's what happened.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't really been able to learn too much about defense, usually on the ends when you get pressure there, you can be able to step up in the pocket. It makes it a little easier on you as a quarterback. When they come up the middle, as Cortera Simpson gets this return, he's going to go up to the near side. He's got some space.
There it is.
And they got a penalty on the field at around the 40-yard line. Looks like it's going to come back a little bit. As that was number 11 for Wesley, who was flagged on the play. Aubin Bryan.
And don't get me wrong, I don't pull for flags all the time, but the problem was their guy was holding our guy so he couldn't make the tackle, right? And thankfully, so clearly he was doing it, or he would have had a tackle way on back there. So that's why you throw a flag, and that's flip the field for us.
That'll definitely help out.
Let's let our defense show what they've got right here and keep them on this side of the field.
Right. And that indeed was Aubin Bryan. 10-yard penalty, so it looks like the Wolverines will start at their own 31-yard line on this possession. SVU gets a nice little break, nice little breather there as SVU was able to put together a slow but nice little drive there. Again, flips the field position.
Well, it's good coaching. We're eating up the clock, we're trying to get them off sides, we're doing all that, but we're also eating up some of that clock, which we want to do this game.
Kalik Burrows and E.J. Lee in the backfield. In the shock formation, Kalik he's going to roll to his left side, cross his body, throw. And now it's to Cortera Simpson to the left side. It's going to gain about almost 6 yards out about the 37-yard line. And again, we talked about Cortera Simpson leading the team in all-purpose yards before this game. And SU's number 7 was able to push him out of bounds. That is Niall Davis, the defensive back from Salem, Utah.
And number 58, Polo, that's his nickname. Polo had some good heat on him.
Bad snap as Kalik Burrows throws to his right. Has a nice completion, past midfield to SVU's 41-yard line. That was to number 7.
I didn't mean to jinx us. We're going over those pass efficiency numbers.
Actually, it's number 5.
That was a beautiful play.
Yeah, Keonta Thompson for Wesley making that reception.
We got to get some heat on this QB. The center is not snapping it particularly well.
Yeah, he's off to the side a little bit, and Burrows throws it just over the hands of Cortera Simpson. There was 3 defenders in the area for SVU, so it wouldn't have gone incredibly far beyond that point, but it would have been about an 8 or 9 yard gain. So
we're glad he missed it. He throws a couple more of those. I feel like we'll get a pickoff before the end of this game.
Right. We're going to talk about the center. The center for Wesley is number 75. Let me find his name here. His name is...
We're not picking on him. I'm saying the ball's come out a little bit funky at times, and we need to take advantage of that.
That is Tyke Moore. He's a freshman. Another snap to the side of Kalik Burrows. They're going to set up the screen here on the other side.
Which we got torched on last week twice. We've been working on that on defense.
That was a good setup.
They got us.
Good setup by the offense of the Wolverines, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Now, that's a hard throw to make when you're going to the left side and you have to throw it back across the field.
Takes great touch. It takes great touch. It was an excellent play. We were a little better on that, actually, than 2 times it burned us bad last week, but we still fell forward. We got a little too deep. Our linebackers weren't quite, well, they had helmets on them. They were being blocked well, but we've got to pick that up a little quicker.
As Albert Green, the 5th's helmet came off, he had to come off the field here for a play. Kalik Burrows drops back to pass, throws across the middle, complete to the 10-yard line. Now he's going to get in there for a touchdown. That is number 5.
So,
Keonta Thompson, sophomore wide receiver. A nice throw across the middle.
That was
it was
pretty.
wide open. and he was able to walk in there.
So adjustments. Everything's about adjustments for coaches. What are we going to do different? Because we did not make them earn that.
No, we did not.
They just skipped all the way down the field and some beautiful plays, 70 yards in a matter of almost seconds of game
Right.
clock.
It is now Nick Brunn kicking the PAT for the Wesley Wolverines. And the kick is up. And
I
it's
thought
going
he
to be
pulled
good.
it. Yep. Squeezed through there.
So it's going to make it 14-7 here in the second quarter with about 7.5 minutes left to play. A tight one so far, as SVU has been able to make some good defensive plays, some offensive drives. Of course, that first drive being the most memorable with Akiva Wedge pushing it into the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown score. And, I mean, despite that last drive, despite giving up that last big play into the end zone, SVU, again, we talked about the energy they've had so far. They've just been very pumped up, very motivated, and playing at a very high level. Tate Briggs, very accurate with the ball so far today, making some nice, smart throws. Nothing too incredibly far except for that one attempt after the encroachment penalty. But, again, just a lot of positive things to look at for SVU right now, much more than we would have expected against a great team like this. In
Years
Wesley.
past, there's been times when we played these best teams that we are down 28-0.
Right.
Like the game's over in the first half. We're all over this game.
Right.
These are measuring stick games for us, and I couldn't be more proud. Now, we can do more. We're going to get back. Let's get that offense going. Let's put a few points on the board, and hopefully our defensive adjustments will be a big help, and we can at least slow this train down.
Right. As Forsyth will let that bounce out of the end zone for the touchback. Again, Forsyth, the backup quarterback here, being involved in a lot of kick return, punt return. They say he's one of the most athletic players on the team, and I'll believe it. He's done some good work so far. And talking about the Wesley offense, Burrows is 9 of 11 for 164 yards now, has 2 touchdowns.
9 of 11. That's pass efficiency. That's why they're rated
Absolutely.
number 1 in the conference.
That's very true, completing about 90 or close to 90% of his passes. And wide receiver Ruhan Peel, number 12, he has 4 receptions for 81 yards and 1 touchdown. He is the one who broke that long, crazy touchdown that everybody thought he was down. And so both those
But that's
players
impressive sometimes. You know, I want our players to learn from that. You
Right.
never quit.
Right.
That guy's smart. His knees weren't on the ground. He felt the guys let go, and he took off.
Tate Briggs in the pistol formation, hands off to Akiva Wedge.
It's a fake. Run,
That's
baby.
Tate Briggs running the
Run,
line side. He's
baby.
got the first
Now
down.
Go down. Oh, they flat teed off on him, but Tate held the ball. Held
He
on to the
did.
ball.
As he ran over strong safety Corey Williams, he threw his shoulder into him and knocked him
Oh,
onto the
my
ground.
gosh.
Tate Briggs showing some strength here in this first half.
You know, if you don't play football, you can't understand what it's like. You're running the fastest you can. You're holding on the ball as tight as you can. You know impact's coming. But he pretty much depleted them, and Tate held on to the ball, got up, and was ready for the next play. Way to go.
He did, and it's now 1st and 10 here at SVU's 40-yard line, nearing midfield. Akiva Wedge moves to his side. Drops back to pass. He hesitates a little bit,
He's
drops
got
out
to
to
learn
his
to
left.
Nice.
A nice
pick
catch
up.
there as forward progress will get him about a 5-yard
Gave him
gain.
5 yards. Tate held, you know what, I appreciate that too. What he's learning, I think, getting better at.
Yeah,
It was a contested play all the way, right? But he put it down low about his knees, his belly, and our receiver, running back, whoever it was, I missed that part.
Yeah, it was Parker Nash, wide receiver, the
Parker bent
freshman.
over, kind of had that protection, so he didn't play it. He didn't throw it, even if we didn't make the completion. He didn't put it at risk of interception.
Absolutely.
Well-placed ball.
The defender breathing down his neck, basically.
That's a great play.
So now
Steady
it's
Freddy, right? That's what we need, steady.
2nd and 6 here as Tate Briggs gets the snap. Akiva Wedge goes to the far side. He's going to get about a 3-yard gain. He's going to make it a manageable 3rd down and 3. Just 3 yards away from midfield here.
Well, we consistently said that about Akiva, and I hope all our backs that run the ball continue to do this. He made the hop, skip, jump to the outside just a little bit. He saw contact was coming. He leaned forward. He got low and leaned forward, and that's where he picked up 2 or 3 extra yards just because he's not running straight up. He's getting low.
Right, Najee Wilson, the linebacker for Wesley, making that tackle. And Tate Briggs drops back to pass. He's going to throw it down the middle.
Nope.
He's going to get hit, but it looks like they're not going to throw the flag.
I don't know what to say about that. He hit him. I didn't think in college, I had to go back and look at the rule book. In the pros, NFL, there's what they call an uncatchable pass, right? If it's
Like
so far over
incidental
the head,
contact, yeah.
they couldn't have caught it anyway. In college, I don't think we had that. But the ball was high, but I felt like he hit him pretty good.
Yeah, he
A
did
step
give him a good
before the
look
ball
in
got there, but
As I was intended. I
Away it
believe that's number 12 for SVU, who is the intended target. That is Cody Alvaro Thomas, the freshman. As Jackson Hatch sets the putt. He's going to fake it, and it looks like he's going to get the first down past midfield. He's got blockers to the 40, to 45.
Hold the ball. There you go.
All the way to the 33-yard line. The fake punt by
That's
Jackson
what we're
Hatch.
talking about, Dawson. Now, this play is set up all the time, right? That rugby style a little bit. If they see, if he is his job, if he sees the defenders turn their back and go run back for a setup for a punt return, then he's supposed to take off.
Right.
But he had one guy stayed, and he had to dodge it. So I'm just thrilled. He dodged him, and then he had. Not only did he get the first down, he kept running, baby, for a punt. He's no small punter.
He had that wall of blockers right in front of him, and it was finally number 32.
I've been waiting all year for us to nail that because we set it up that way every time.
That was number 32.
Great play.
Mike Brewer, the wide receiver, making the tackle for Wesley as Tate Briggs is going to fake the handoff, throw it to the right side. That's the number 21 for SVU. That's a completed pass to Caden Brewster, the freshman, and that's going to get him about. That's a first down, and the first down for the Knights. What a drive they got so far.
That is so good to see.
Briggs,
they're going
the
to try
hard
to draw.
count again.
Yep. All right, take our breath, get another good play. I love the play call there. I don't think coaches get enough blame, but they don't get enough compliments too. That was excellent play call. I'm pretty sure Wesley felt like that was going to be a run play, and we just slipped that short pass. We're working within Tate's strength.
Right. And we've been consistently running the ball on first down, so it makes sense since Tate Briggs fakes the handoff, throwing out to his left side. He's going to run it now.
Oh!
And he gets hit hard.
Yeah, and the pressure. There's a little pressure, but there you go. That pressure made him throw it early.
It did. It made him sail it
basically
far.
threw it away.
Yeah. And that's going to make it 3rd and 8. A long third down for the Wolverines. This could be huge for SVU if they can get the stop right here. It could be a great field position turn because neither team has a punter that can punt all the way to the 20-yard line.
Right.
So basically, SVU would start at around the 40 or their own 35-yard line. Another good field position with about, if it happens, about 3.5 minutes left in this first half. So Kalik Burrows in shotgun, EJ Lee in the backfield.
Let's go D.
And Wesley is 1 of 3 for third downs. He's passed it to the right side. Nice completion. That is to number 5.
Do you see the maturity of Wesley there?
Right.
The receiver ran straight to the sticks, took 1 or 2 yards beyond the sticks, turned, the ball was there, first down.
Right, that's Alex
Very
Kemp,
steady.
number 5, making that reception.
But we played it well.
We did.
You can't let them get behind you. So our man was there, got him out of bounds, off we go.
That's the first down here all the way out to the 24-yard line of the Wolverines. Drops back to pass Kalik Burrows. He has a man open across the middle. That was number 4, Keonta Thompson, the sophomore from Walford, Maryland.
Defense is trying to adjust. We've had a couple different blitz called. Right now, we're not getting to the quarterback. We got to him some, but we've got to get to him. Or you see just how good they are at moving the ball down the field with the pass.
Right. Of course, with that third down conversion that the Wolverines are able to have, of course, that kind of sucks the momentum away from the defense a little bit, thinking that you might get a stop.
No blitz, no blitz.
That's a halfback draw. To Cortez. No, it's not Cortez. It's number 7, Elijah Minter.
That's got to be a big boy running the ball. Fullback. Got to be, isn't he?
Yeah, it says here he's, well, this is running back, but he's 215 pounds and 6 feet tall.
Yeah. He looks good. He's put together. There's no fat on that frame. He is looking good.
It is now 2nd and 2.
All right, defense.
As I was 27 for our defense, I believe that is Tanner Miller making that tackle. That's a pass to the left side.
Quick out.
And that was again to number 12, Ruhan Peel, who had the long touchdown earlier today. And making the tackle for SVU was number 6, Albert Green.
Albert is so critical for it. He's in on so many plays. We don't call his name the whole time, all the time, but he is in so many plays.
And
Way to keep the guys in front of you.
Yeah, and Wesley basically in the 2-minute offense here, just crossing midfield of SVU. First
got a
and
little
10.
blitz going. Got a blitz. Just don't overrun
Quarterback draw
it.
for Khalid Burrows. He's got some space to the 30, to the 25. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 23-yard line by number 6 for SVU, Albert Green, again making another tackle.
Yeah, that's a tough play. I mean, it was well played up there. We overran the blitz. It was a great call on the blitz, right?
Right.
He saw the blitz on the outside coming, ran up the middle.
Almost kind of looked like a somewhat busted play.
Good call on the timeout.
Right.
You can't carry it in the second half. They got us on our heels. I tell you, I give Albert credit. I know I'm getting a little bit of homer call here, but even the quarterback's great, and he did what I would do. He put a stiff arm out, but the stiff arm went straight to the face. Stiff arm to the mask, shoved up, is a penalty. No
Right.
matter if you're offense or defense. The ref was right there. Quarterback's also smart enough he didn't hold it.
Right.
It was brief. It was a punch.
Yeah, he's
But
experienced.
that
He's a
punch
senior, so.
gained him 4 or 5 more yards and no penalty. That one hurt me a little bit. I thought we should have had that one called back a little bit, but we kept him in check. 18-yard line, 2 minutes, 12 seconds. By the way, your viewers at home, you see this great scoreboard we have at the bottom. Appreciate all our technical team getting that for us. It helps you at home keep up with the score, our timing. So great job. And the first downs and the downs. But here we go, Dawson.
Absolutely.
Defense
This is
needs to step up.
a huge defensive possession for SVU because Wesley starts with the ball in the second half. And if they're able to hold him here, that limits the damage that could possibly happen from that drive to start the second half. As Khalid Burrows lines him in the shotgun, E.J. Lee to his right side. He's getting
A fumble,
the
fumble!
recovered by Khalid Burrows.
Second down and 12.
Sorry, that wasn't E.J. Lee. That was actually number 7, Elijah Minter, the running back for Wesley. He didn't think he was getting the ball.
Right.
It was a replay.
As they say, it was a surprise to him, apparently, because he was ready to run and block. So
And that ball was on the ground for a good second or 2 seconds there.
good play on the
Nobody knew it was
quarterback.
there.
He's quick, thankfully, but the ball's down. So goal 1 is keep him out of the end zone. Goal 2 is to try to avoid even a field goal.
As it's now 12 and 13
Keep him
here.
out of the end zone.
Khalid Burrows in the pocket.
Here we go.
A miscommunication between Burrows and Minter. As it's supposed to be a little fade route to the inside, close to the 10-yard line.
Our
But
front 4, though, by themselves, had enough pressure. The quarterback was he was backing up. And when you get a quarterback putting his weight on the back part of his back foot, he's not going to be near as accurate.
Right.
So give some kudos to that front line, and then we were all over that guy anyway.
and now Burrows is now 13 of 17 for 202 yards and 2
But here's the money
touchdowns.
play.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 13 here.
Our
Huge
fans have got to
defensive
learn
stand.
more here. They got to be loud on this play. That's the home field advantage. Got to teach them something about that cheering on 3rd down. But
Send a
I
man in
can't do it
motion.
at the
Khalid
moment.
Burrows in the pocket. He's got some pressure
Pressure.
coming from the right side. And that's going to be a dropped pass. That was number 12, Ruhan Peel, who almost had another touchdown reception, but it hit off his shoulder
It had been a
pad.
little bit of a circus catch, but he broke the number 1 rule of any person receiving a ball. He let it get to his pads.
Right,
His hands need to hit it first and bring it in.
right.
Thankfully, either his jump was off a little bit. It was a little high. I mean, it would have been a beautiful catch.
Right.
You can't always make that catch. Thankfully for us.
I like
They're
to
going to
call
go
that-
for it. I don't think they must have a field goal kicker that wants to go for a. No, they're going for it. So, what's that? That's a 43-yard field goal.
This will be a tough situation here for Wesley.
So we accomplished our first goal.
We did.
As long as we don't have a fake. I hope we're paying attention.
Yeah.
First
4th and
goal, no end
13.
zone. It's
Kick
short.
is up.
It's short.
And that is
No
so
way.
good. A great defensive
Whoa.
stance to end the first half for SVU with just a minute and a half left to play in this first half. Again, a great stance by SVU. Lucky with that missed catch. I call those kind of catches Wes Welker catches because he used to catch with his body.
Right.
But unfortunately for
It's high on
SVU,
the outside shoulder pad.
right.
Almost impossible.
Right. And now a minute and a half left in this first half. SVU has a chance. I think they'll probably elect to try to just run out the clock.
You know,
and
I
gather
thought that
themselves.
a couple weeks ago, and I called that wrong. But in my opinion, if we can, now they got timeouts, Wesley does. So
Right.
I think we got to go for a first down, but let's not put the ball in jeopardy of any kind of interception or fumble and just play smart here.
Right.
And-
Wesley with 3 timeouts. SVU with 2. Tape breaks, drops back to pass. He's going to
Go down,
Go
go
for the
down.
pocket.
There you go.
It's going to be about a gain of about maybe 1 yard. Actually back to the line of scrimmage with 2nd and 10.
67's down with an ankle. He rolled ankle.
This is number
Only 'cause I saw
67 for SVU. That is Hector Magallanes, offensive lineman, the freshman. Macallanes, excuse me. And he's limping off the field here, getting off the field under his own
He's
power.
been
so that's a
playing
good
well
sign.
today. You don't see any of our players go down, but it's a good time in terms of halftime. Let's see how it is. Again, it looked like a rolled ankle. They'll work on the halftime and see where we are with his return or not, second half.
Again, it is 2nd and 10 as SVU lines up at about their 21 or 26-yard line here. Akiva wedge in the backfield behind Tate Briggs in the pistol formation. Tate Briggs drops back to pass. He's got some pressure. He's going to set
And
the
we're
screen.
going to apply that. Try that play. There you go.
And that's a good setup as
Go,
that's
baby,
number 9
go,
for
baby.
SVU getting close to midfield. That is Josh Newman getting the great screenplay.
Well, it's a little dose there on. It's the exact same play. And I'm
Right.
glad we're finally using it because these guys are coming hard, and that's the way you catch them, coming too deep, too quick.
That's 29, Isaiah Mitchell for
Oh, he's
Wesley.
got him.
making
He's
that
got
tackle.
him.
And that's another first down play to number 15.
Look at
That
that.
is Kevin Adams making that great catch.
That's
With
what we're talking about.
38 seconds left. The clock will start once the chains are moved, and it starts again. It's now 34 seconds. Tate Briggs lines up, and that's going to be a false start
Yep, we're going to back ourselves up 5 yards. Unless they
to stop the
encroach.
clock.
Well, we'll see if we called a timeout or not. Let's see what we pulled off. A lot of times when if you see something bad happening, they'll call a timeout, and they'll give us a timeout before
Right.
the penalty, but I'm not sure. Our coaches are acting like we called a timeout.
Looking like that might be it. We'll get the announcement here from the referees today.
Nope. Nope, we
False start on the offense, number 19.
call timeout.
Virginia has taken a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff.
All right, and like he just said, to avoid the 10-second
Yeah,
runoff,
that helps.
the Knights will take a timeout. They called that false start on Tate Briggs, the quarterback, which you don't see very
I think
often.
he stepped up. I had to see the film on that. I believe he took a step forward, and actually when he did that, that actually set off a lot of motion.
Chain reaction
right?
of players
I think Akiva moved. We had a jailbreak on that one, so that's okay.
They'll make it 1st and 15 here.
Yeah, in this point in the game, again, 5 years. We got a long ways to go.
Right.
Not very painful at all. We can get it back, but we're definitely trying to score.
We are.
It's a field goal
31
attempt.
seconds left in
I
this
love it,
first
but I
half.
want to be a little cautious.
Right. As Tate Briggs and Akiva Wedge line up in the pistol formation. They got 2 receivers on the right side, 1 receiver to the far. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it to the right side. Before it goes out of bounds, that's to number 12, Cody Alvaro Thomas.
Great play.
Thomas from Mineral.
3 seconds
job.
ticked off. 2-step drop, boom, called it, out of bounds.
Just about 28 seconds left, close to 27. Tate Briggs again in the pistol formation. Gains back some of that penalty yardage, drops back to pass here, steps up. He's going to run up the
Now
middle. He's got some
go
space.
down after you get some room. Slide,
He's
man.
going to get all the way down to the 28-yard line, 27-yard line with 18 seconds left as they move the chains again.
Great play. So once he got past that first line,
Southern Virginia.
we had our receivers going deep and drug all the defensive backs back. So, I love Tate, but he's no speedster by nature there.
Right.
So, but he covered what, 15 or 18
Had to
yards?
show some good vision there. The
Yeah,
running
well, that's
vision.
it. He's finding his holes. The only thing I'm begging him, somebody beg him at halftime, slide. Slide, baby, because there's 2 things that happen.
Right.
One, he protects himself. Number 2, it is so hard for a defender coming in, and these defenders are salivating. They
Right.
saw what the linebacker did to him. Teed off, shoulder, ball goes flying. They're next man up, right? That's what they
Right.
want to do next. If he slides, and I don't say it's fair, but slides just like we had called against one of our guys, Dallin Breen, last week or week before. They can't hardly stop themselves, and sometimes they do have contact, and that's a personal foul. They
Absolutely.
protect the quarterbacks once they're on the ground. So it's a twofold mission when you slide. You do great things, and we've got to get that in Tate's head. That
Right.
there's 2 great things can happen. One, he can stand right back up and play another
Right,
play.
and also going down quickly could stop the clock at least temporarily for the Knights and avoid some
Absolutely.
runoffs. And 17 seconds left. Tate Briggs is going to roll out
He's
to his
got
left
room
side.
again, but he's going to throw it.
Throw it to the end zone. It's double coverage. It's going to sail out of bounds with 11 seconds left.
It's a good play. First down.
Good throw
So
away, yeah.
we got clock's the only thing that's cost us now, not downs.
Right.
So good play. I know he wanted to run because even if they closed on him, he picked up another 10, 15 yards, but those yards don't matter
When, there's
when
so
we
little
hit
time on the
0-0.
clock. Right.
So great play on Tate's part, disciplined, smart.
It is now 2nd and 10 with 11 seconds left in this first half. A tight one here. SVU facing off against the Wesleyan Wolverines. And again, you're joining us on the Knights Sports Network here. First ever fully student-run broadcast here in a tight matchup. Tate Briggs in the pistol formation. Drops back to pass. Looks to his right. He's going to throw.
Got him. He's
Number-
got,
Oh, went through the hands. I believe that was number 13.
a little bit behind him, just a
Yep.
little bit behind him.
Yeah, Jeff T to the points.
But here's what happens. The clock stops. We can bring in a field goal unit. We got a good kicker. Let's see if we can't block a little better this time on this field goal attempt.
Right.
Now, right now they got our punter out there, so.
Well, Jackson Hatch doubles as our field goal kicker
Oh, that's
here.
right. He's doing both. Well, he's earning his keep, isn't he? But he can do it. We need the line to block and hold the block.
Right, as we have, again, 6.5 seconds.
They're going to try to freeze them.
Wesley.
Oh, we called it. No, they called it. These refs sometimes throw me off. One's pointing one way. It looks like a confused traffic cop. One pointing one way, the other ref pointing the other way. And clearly Wesley took the timeout.
Right, as Wesley had all 3 of their timeouts up to that point. They now have 2 remaining. Again, 6 seconds left in this first half. It's been an exciting one. We've seen just about everything. We've seen, fumble recoveries. We've seen rushing touchdowns. We've seen passing touchdowns. We've seen plays that just don't make no sense, like with that play where
right. Well, Dawson, to the man, if we went to every coach and every player and said before the game, we go in at halftime, we got 6.5 seconds to go before half, we're down 14-7, we're attempting a field goal that's makeable.
A 42-yard field goal.
How would you feel about that?
Oh, my goodness.
100%. Oh, let's take it all day long.
Right.
So I want even the fans at home to be feeling how dang proud we are of this team and how great this is. And let's see if we can add our 3 points.
Jackson Hatch, again, attempting a 42-yard field goal. Very long field goal here.
It's
the
up.
kick is up.
It's up.
And it's going to go to the left, and that's going to be no
Had
good.
the distance.
Had the distance, just a little bit to the left, hooked it a little bit. And that's going to leave about 2 seconds left on the clock. You'd think that Wesley would elect to just simply kneel it. Or
yeah, I'm pretty sure, but you sure as a defense, you don't count on that.
Absolutely. You
so here's the good
defense,
news.
He's back.
I was giving that line a hard time. They held. I do feel like Jackson, last time, whenever you get an extra point or field goal block, your kicker gets a little bit of a mentality of, man, I got to be a little bit quicker.
Right. And that messes up kind of.
It's like a golf swing. He gets a little bit fast on the swing, and his follow-through pulls it a little bit left. He didn't even get a real good boot on it.
Right.
But he had enough distance, but he pulled it left. That means he's a little bit early.
Right.
And his plant foot went down a little early. Everything was just a little off because he's trying to go a little too quick.
Right. As Khalik Burrows and
But I'm proud of him. Hey.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great play all the way around. We sure scared Wesley with it, I think.
Definitely did, as it's only a 7-point game with 2 seconds left. Khalik Burrows going to elect to take a knee to end this first half.
That's a victory. I love them taking a knee.
It really is.
Holy
that big
cow.
stop there late in the half and then having that good drive and the chance at a field goal. Only down by 7 to the number 6 team in Division III football. You cannot complain about what has happened in this first half, except for maybe a couple things. Wrapping up, definitely. But other than that, SVU's playing a very, very solid game here.
We've got 1 turnover, and it was for Tate. It's what I call an aggressive play turnover. So Tate was trying to get a little more out of it. Like I said, I hope they talk to him. I hope he can get that discipline where he takes the slide down. Number 1, we need him healthy. We need him on the field. Number 2, as I mentioned, there's extra benefits to it if you get on the ground. But as a team, offense, as a whole team, that's, again, why I love football. It takes all 3 phases of the game. Special teams. Thankfully, we hadn't had to count on our punt team a lot today.
Right.
But special teams, offense, defense, I'm giving them a standing ovation. I just couldn't be more thrilled, more proud of them, proud of our coaches. The only thing I want to do is go out and rock these fans. So I don't know after this, they're going to get to know me. I'm going to spread the word before our next home game. We've got to teach them when to yell because this is home field.
Right.
We got to create a home field advantage. And when you have 3rd and short, 3rd or 4th down in anything, we got to make it loud enough where it's hard for the other team. So that's just get the word out, tell them James says so, and if I put my headset down there, I'll go holler at y'all at halftime here in a minute.
All right, there we go. And again, that's the first half for you here with SVU trailing Wesley 14-7. And again, a great half. We talk about some great things that are happening. And we're going to take a little bit of a break here for halftime. We're going to toss down the studio for some interviews, some coaches of sports teams here on SVU's campus, especially Camille Lamb, head coach for the women's field hockey team. And we'll be right back for some second half action here.
Coming, hang on.
I'm Dawson Weidrich, and I'm here with Camille Lamb, head coach for the women's field hockey team. So great to have you with us, Camille.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And last night you had your team's first ever women's field hockey match here at the Fields, and wasn't quite the outcome that you would like, but to get that first game out of the way, how do you feel that went for your team? How do you feel after that game?
It was a really good game for us, and we had actually scrimmaged Sweetbriar a little earlier in the season, and so it was really good to have our full team there and to come and attack as they did. They did a really good job. We did so much better, and we're just growing every week and getting better, and the fans were awesome, and I think it was a success, I think, for our first game home. So
yeah, it was one thing that we in the broadcast really emphasized was how good the fans were coming out here and supporting the girls. I mean, most of them don't know a whole lot about field hockey.
Yeah.
It's a brand new concept here to the campus. But again, it was very cool to see the fans really get into it, and the students and the athletes on the field do just a fantastic job in their first ever game in program history. And I guess, to your understanding, how exactly did this organization just come to be here in the school? Like, what happened in order to have this take place?
So I started working here last year with the rebranding and things like that, and I just got talking with our athletic director about field hockey and how it's a big East Coast sport, and I had been playing it for a long time, and we were just like, well, what if we tried to get one going here? And it's kind of a dream come true. It was mine and my sister's when we were here, and so I started recruiting last fall, and we just kind of kept going with it. So it's just been a lot of fun, and we've just reached out to as many people as possible, letting them know that we're here and we want to compete at a high level. And yeah. So.
And we just got a question from our producers there. Want to know how exactly would recruits be in contact with you if they wanted to play here?
Right. So if they wanted to play here, I mean, we do have our little section on the athletics website, and so you can definitely look through there. My email is there, my contact info is there. It's just my first and last name at svu.edu. They can email me, and that's the best way to get in touch. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, we want to thank you so much for joining us here at halftime for this interview, and really appreciating the work you're doing with this women's field hockey team. And yeah, we'll keep cheering you guys on. Hoping to have some future broadcasts with you guys. And looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much. And again, that was Camille Lamb. We'll be right back here after some halftime action here. These dance teams for SVU. We'll be right back.
Now, please welcome back to the field the pride of Southern Virginia University, the Marching Knights. Enjoy this performance of their 2018 halftime show, The Music of Journey. Any Way You Want It was released in 1980 on the album Departure. The band often plays it to close their concerts, and it appears on all 4 of their band's live albums. Considered a rock anthem, Anything You Want It, Any Way You Want It continues to infiltrate public consciousness and can be heard in countless movies, TV series, and advertisements. Open Arms was released by Journey on their 1981 album Escape. The song was the band's biggest Billboard hit, reaching number 2 in February of 1982. Open Arms is one of the most recognizable love songs of the 1980s and was named the greatest power ballad of all time by VH1. Please enjoy the Lobo Marching Band rendition of the Journey classic, Open Arms. Don't Stop Believin' is the monumental rock anthem released on the 1981 album Escape. The song reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100, but saw its popularity decline as the 80s wore on. The song saw a resurgence, beginning with its use in the hit TV series The Sopranos in 2007, and its use in many other TV shows including Family Guy. The resurgence was complete when the song became a hit show sign for the TV show Glee in 2009. And its popularity hasn't let up since. Enjoy as the Southern Virginia Marching Band performs Don't Stop Believing.
Dawson Weidrich and James S. back here on the Knights Sports Network here at halftime in this football matchup between the Wolverines of Wesley College and your Southern Virginia University Knights. We want to give you some halftime updates with some stats for you. We got some great stats collected from our great crew up here in the broadcast. And for Wesley, SVU has limited their time possession to only 9 minutes and 54 seconds. That is huge.
That's the story of the game of why we're in it. It's 14-7. I know somebody just glancing at the score think, oh, they're staying in there. But we talked about it from the get-go today. Control the clock.
Right.
And eat up the clock. All the different words I come up with. They have done it. I mean, 20, a 2-1 over the other team. I mean, we haven't had that all year.
Right.
We have not been in the positive, if you will, all year, and much less against the number 7 team in the country.
Right.
I could not be more happy. We're pleased with them. Now, we got another half of football, and hopefully we can do the same thing. Churn out yards, keep their offense on the sidelines where they belong, as far as we're concerned. And because they're a thing of beauty when that one series, you see their potential.
Right.
And it takes very little time for them to score if we allow them to do what they did on that one series. But other than that, what an absolute great job by defense and offense to keep them off the field.
Right, and I think it'll pay big dividends late in the game as SVU has 20 minutes of total possession time. And that wears down a defense like that one drive that they had that took easily like 8 or 6 or 7 minutes by itself, wearing out that defense so hard. I mean, it ended up with a fumble down here with Tate Briggs getting hit really hard. But, I mean, it wore out that defense. They were just exhausted. If it weren't for that, SVU could have easily gone there and tied the game up at 14.
And two sides of the coin. We always talk about wearing out their defense. what's that doing for our defense?
It's giving us rest, absolutely. It's giving us that needed boost.
Getting that blow, and so far this year our defense hasn't had that.
Right.
So they're rotating well, they're well conditioned, and we're giving them minimum time on the field. They should be more than prepared to rock the second half.
Absolutely. And we saw some good offensive numbers from SVU as a total yards of 233. Tate Briggs, 8 for 13 with 79 yards. He's been on the money today. He's been doing really well, throwing some nice, smart passes. Had that one, you talk about how he needs to slide a little bit, prevent fumbles and injury. But so far doing a really great job. And on the rushing side, we have Pastor Lewis and Akiva Wedge combining for 88 yards rushing. Pastor Lewis with 45 and Akiva with 43. And Pastor Lewis only has 4 carries.
Right.
11.3 yards per carry.
Our kind of average, we just need to get them the ball more and more opportunities. And we'll be able to do that as long as we can continue control. That's how we do control the clock. Is our offensive line continue to do their job. Our tight end come in and block like he should. Our other running back, whoever's back there, everybody putting a helmet on a helmet and opening that hole. You see what our guys can do if they can have a little hole. We don't need much. They need a 2 or 3 step yard right in the middle pop. They can either go the distance or most certainly can pick up 4 or 5, 6 yards.
Right.
And that's how you move the chains, first down.
Absolutely. And Tate Briggs also himself rushing, has 38 yards running. He had that one fumble when he got rocked by Wesley's linebacker. And he got hit hard, but with Wesley, their offense is doing pretty good themselves. They have 237 yards, only 4 more yards than SVU's total offense has. And like I said, that one possession they had was very impressive. That's where Burrows got most of his yards.
And they scored so quickly. So that's one thing about time of possession. I'm not fooled by that. But at the same time, mostly on the other drives, we had our longest offensive possessions where we really made up most of our clock. Now, it doesn't matter if they have half the possession time if they score 4 touchdowns passing the ball and stopping the clock on every possession with a first down. That wasn't the case. They had one series like that only. Our goal is to hopefully only have 0 or 1 of those this half. And I do think one other key is still we need to take a shot at them, turn the ball over, intercept the ball. We've got to cause a strip fumble, strip sack, something that helps keep turning the tide in our favor. We got the one gift of a turnover where it hit the heel on the punt return of the player, the Wesley player. But we've got to create 1 or 2 turnovers, I think, to stay and compete in the game. On the flip side, we've got to avoid our turnovers.
Absolutely. And talking about our defensive mindset, we have a couple players who have are the highlights of the defense so far. We have Bishop Apodaca, 4 tackles. We have Peyton Madsen with 4 tackles. Albert Green with 4 tackles, 3 of them being solo tackles. And then Niall Davis with 4 tackles himself. And with defense for Wesley, you have their linebacker, Miller, who is, I believe, was the one that forced that fumble on Tate Briggs. He has 5 tackles. Corey Williams has 4 tackles. Nazir Williams has 7 tackles. And Harris Winbush has 7 tackles himself. And so they're doing some pretty good work defensively as well. But
our defense have had the same kind of guys we're used to. But one thing I'll bring up again, we've got, his name's Lika, like I said, Lika Apodaca. It's great to have him back. He's been injured. He's worked hard. He looked good all week, I heard, in practice, looked healthy. And I hope he even turn it up even more the second half, and that he's kept his injury at bay. But it's great to have him back because he's our top middle linebacker by far, and he can go sideline to sideline, probably better than any else we got right now at the linebacker position. So it's great to have Lika back.
Right, absolutely. We saw a great sack by Dallin Breen in the first half as well. If Dallin Breen is able to bring more of that energy into every possession that Wesley has, we could see a lot of great defensive play here overall, because if you get pressure on the quarterback like we've seen with Burrows, he can get thrown off a little bit. He ends up throwing off his back foot. Some miscommunications happen. Some overthrows happen. And, again, this great defensive work by SVU. And now talking about the offense for Wesley, Burrows is 13 of 18 for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns. Right. E.J. Lee, the running back, who averages 86 yards a game, only has 15 yards on 6 carries. So SVU controlling the line of scrimmage defensively.
Well, we shut down the run game. And so you've got, with really good teams you play, you've heard the saying, you got to pick your poison. I felt very confident their defensive strategy, our SVU's defensive strategy was to make sure they controlled the line of scrimmage, shut the run game down, and at the same time, get the best timing you can on your blitzes. Blitz and put some pressure on the quarterback, and hopefully that will slow the passing game down.
Right.
But holding them to those few yards running, that is tremendous. We just can't let them run free on us deep and down the sidelines with these passes.
Right, absolutely. And with that, we will take a short little break before second half action begins between SVU and Wesley College. Again, we're so thankful for joining us on the Knights Sports Network. I'm Dawson Weidrich, and with me is James Epps. And we'll be right back with you in just a few moments.
Let's go Knights!
And we're back here on the Knights Sports Network. I'm Dawson Weidrich. With me is James Epps. If you're just joining us, SVU is currently trailing Wesley College 14-7. Wesley College, the Wolverines being the number 6 team in the nation. So very, very impressed with SVU's play right now. And before the game, Wesley won the coin toss and deferred until the second half. So they'll receive the kickoff for the second half here as Jackson Hatch will be kicking off for the Knights. And we were talking about the defense for SVU, how if they can hold on this first possession, it really gives them a chance in this game with how close it is.
Absolutely. Here we go.
There's the kickoff.
A little short.
That is number 27 for Wesley, taking it down the far side. He's got some space. He's got a gap. And he's taking across the 40, across the 50. He's got one man to beat.
Bounds.
He's getting pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line of SVU.
Not what we wanted, but we're thankful for that we got him out of bounds. Let's make him earn it. That's what I said about that one series. We've got to make them earn it, and this is not making them earn it. So we got to do it now. We got to kick them in the mouth here and stand stout on our defense and eat up what happened to us on special teams, choke it down, spit it back out, move these guys backwards, and keep them out of the end zone for certain.
Absolutely, and our sideline reporter Sam Tedderton got to talk to head coach Edwin Mulitalo, so we'll hear what he had to say after the first half.
Hey guys, I just got off the field with Coach Mulitalo after coming out of the locker room. I asked him what was the message in the locker room, what was the overall mood, and he said positivity. He reminded his players that we are still in this game. It doesn't matter what ranked that Wesley has. We're playing this game the way we want to play it, and that's by winning the play, winning the quarter, winning the half, winning the game. And I asked him, how are we going to keep this pressure on Wesley? They appear to be playing as if they don't want to be here, or they're expecting us to just roll over and let them have their way with us. And he said, by cutting down on mistakes, such as whenever Tate wants to take the ball and run down the field with it, something that would help them out is just slide instead of taking the hit. Simple things like that to keep points from coming off the board so that we can keep the momentum going. We'll look to see how the Knights continue to keep the pressure on Wesley in this half. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Sam. And we just had a great second down stop there as Johnny Blackman tipped the pass from Burrows at the line of scrimmage, forcing a 3rd down and 10. They set up a screen, and that's well set up by Wesley. He has 3 blockers in front of him. That's E.J. Lee getting the first down close to about the 13 or 14-yard line, and finally pushed out of bounds.
That play is really our Achilles heel right now.
Right.
Last week it ate us up twice, and we still won the game, but we had them, man. We had them 3rd and 10. Big Johnny put his hand, put that paw up, knocked it down, 3rd and 10. That's what you want.
Right.
You just can't let them out of the box like that. Let them off the hook.
And that was Niall Davis, the defensive back, finally pushing him out of bounds. Fake handoff to Lee as Burrows gets completion. It's going to make it about 2nd and 8.
They got 8 yards on it. Yeah, 2nd and 2.
And that's Tanner Miller, the linebacker, in on the tackle for SVU.
Again, you want our boys not to be flat-footed here. Don't just concede a touchdown. Right. Do all you can. We can still turn them over here. You've got to play with fire down here. We're blitzing, and it paid off. That's a run blitz.
E.J. Lee tackled in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 6.
Lika, good to have him back. We've missed him while he's been out injured.
That's a great play. Well-timed blitz as it's now 3rd and 9 here at the, I believe it's the 19-yard line of SVU.
Holy cow. Flipped it by 10 yards. Lika timed it perfectly on the run blitz. Just literally jumped between the legs.
Right.
And he was all over the running back.
Excuse me, it's the 14-yard line that they're on as Burrows is in shotgun. E.J. Lee is to his left. Draws back to pass. Got some pressure on both sides. And that's going to be intercepted by SVU.
Oh, baby, run!
And he's got the 20, the 30,
go,
the 40.
Go!
And he's going to get horse-collared out of bounds. And they're going to throw a flag at the 30-yard line.
Yes, sir!
Huge stop by SVU. That was number 32.
What did I just say? Don't ever give up.
Peyton Madsen, the freshman
Way to go, Peyton.
from Provo, Utah, gets a huge interception and takes it back to Wesley's side of the field.
We just talked about do not give up when you're on that backed up. Anything can happen. And we talked about it at halftime. You got to have a big turnover. And they did it. He jumped the route perfectly. And those hands, great hands because they picked it right off above the turf.
Anybody's ball on that pass, but yeah.
And then ran, 50 yards? Almost 40, 50 yards.
And then adding whatever the penalty adds to it. I believe it's going to be a horse collar penalty.
Yeah. It's a personal foul.
After the play, sideline warning, Southern Virginia. That's their first warning.
I'm okay with a sideline warning. That means our boys were fired up.
And now it's going to be at Wesley's 43-yard line. A huge play by SVU. That's just what the doctor ordered. That's just what Edwin Militalo would want.
You just cannot ask for a better scenario. We started off poorly with that special teams and that run, and then we just got the play we absolutely desperately needed.
Tate Briggs in the pistol formation, and Kiva Wedge behind him, hands it off to Akiva.
Attaboy, Kiva.
And that's going to be a good 4-yard gain for the Knights, getting further into Wesley territory.
Our left side of the line today has, we got another man down, number 70. I met number 70's aunt and uncle the first game of the year in Christopher Newport. He's a good young man.
That was Devin. I'm sorry, that was actually
got another
Vincent
ankle,
Ebrin.
I think. We got another ankle. He's running it off, though.
Yeah, Vincent Ebber making the tackle there. And then number 70 for SVU, the one that's walking off is Grady Sammy. He's a junior. He's from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and is a transfer from Southern Utah University.
Oh, he's getting better and better. And hopefully they can help him with his ankle. It's tough to see him go down, but our left side of our line, our offensive line, has really dominated at times today. That's what happened here. Akiva found that push, picks up a few yards. Good to see Good to see him walking off.
Yeah,
I'm hoping he can shake it off and get back in there for us.
Looks to be doing okay. All right, we got some news from Sam on the sidelines as SVU celebrates that turnover. What do you got for us, Sam?
Hey, guys, much like the Miami Hurricanes with their turnover chain, whenever a defender gets an interception or a turnover, they're awarded the turnover chain. Well, here at SVU, we actually have them get knighted. We have a sword on the sideline on the bench. Whenever our guy makes a turnover, we actually get him to take a knee, we knight him, and then we hand the sword over to him. He holds it up, and the whole defense goes crazy. It's a great tradition that was started last year. First game we did, it was actually against Apprentice School. And just look for that for the next turnover on our side. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Sam. There's a flag on the play here as
Holding.
Taper is trying to throw the ball down the field. Looks like it'll be a holding on SVU. But like Sam was talking about, SVU has that turnover sword that they have. They knight the player that gets the turnover and let him hold up the sword. I love that. You see many teams have that in college football these days. The University of Miami has the U-chain. Boise State has the throne. And there's
you want to have a little fun too, right?
Absolutely,
It fires them up. Again, sometimes these are big boys, but they're boys. It's good to have a little fun, a little recognition, and it makes that defense a little bit more cohesive and tight. and it's a lot of fun to see them do that.
And now it'll be 1st and 20 here for SVU. SVU trying to take a little shot down the field. I love the courage in that. I love them trying to punch Wesley in the throat there. Hands it off to Akiva Wedge, who's got a wall of blockers, but only gets about, I believe, a yard or two. Gets to about the 42-yard line of Wesley.
Yeah, we just didn't have a hole. He popped outside and it wasn't there. Well defended by Wesley.
As we now have Pastor Lewis coming in. This is one of the things that Coach Muletalo talked about. When you start off a drive in such great field position and shooting yourselves in the foot with that holding penalty, you don't want to start off a drive with a 1st and 20. That's
we
just
did
not
so
what
well
you
in the
wanna
first
do.
half, but that's not what we want to do in the second half for
Tate
sure.
Briggs drops
Avoiding
back to
penalty.
pass.
He's got time.
Across the middle.
Hey, we'll take it.
That is to Kevin Adams, freshman wide receiver. And that'll make it about a 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13.
Take positive yards on this side of the field at least, you know. It moves us down a little bit. Maybe we can take a little bit of a shot. To me, this is where you go for that 5 or 6 yard, 7 yard little out. Don't go for it all and let our guys run it. See if they can make the first down running. If not, you might get 4th and short. Field goals opportunity. 4th, go for it. We'll see.
With Pastor Lewis in there, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a sort of screenplay to him as a fake
bootleg.
handoff.
There it is. You're right. Called it a fullback.
Number 40,
go forward. Just go
fullback.
forward. Just go forward. There you go.
It's going to make it about a 4th and 6.
That's just what we called, right? Just pick up that chunk.
Alex LaPlante, the fullback, the sophomore from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Well, we have a shot at a first down if we're going to go for it. I think we're going to go for it. Akiva's coming in. Worst case
LaPlante
scenario,
coming
let's
out.
say we get just 2 or 3, 4 yards. We won't get the first down. We turn the ball over on downs, but they're on the 23, 24, 25, 26.
Right.
And
And
let
after
our
that
defense go
turnover,
and do
the
their thing.
defense is still motivated after that,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
that flip of field position. But you definitely want to take advantage of that. You don't get those interceptions every day with how efficient Wesley is on offense. And that's tipped down at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, knocked right down. Good defense. Hand up. All right. Our boys need to come on here and play with that fire. And let's see if we keep on this half of the field. Wesley, I think they're a little surprised. I'll tell you, 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, Dawson. I don't think they thought they were going to be in this position.
I really don't think so either. I mean, with all the number one rankings there on different categories and SVU not quite being as high as they are, but SVU has held their ground. They have ridden the motivation train that Coach Muletalo has. They have listened to his coaching strategies, and they're in on it. Like you said, we're all in on it as Burrows in the shotgun beside E.J. Lee as he fakes the toss to Lee.
Now,
He goes forward for about a 9 or 8 yard gain.
nice play. They've adjusted. We adjust, they adjust. So the
Right.
adjustment is they saw that blitz coming from the outside. His guard and his tackle just peeled to the outside, turned him in. He did a little tap dance because he's very, very quick of foot. I mean, this guy can run. He's athletic. But I'm thankful we held him to 8 yards, to be honest with you.
And that was Niles Davis making that tackle for SVU. He drops back, looks to the right side, and that's caught by number 12 for Wesley. That is Ruhan Peel, who had the receiving touchdown early in the first half. And that takes him across midfield in the first down.
When they're connecting on this passing
Right.
game, it is a thing of beauty, but I want to figure out how to disrupt it. That's what we got to keep trying.
Right.
Because it looks too easy when they do it like that.
Yeah, they're releasing the ball faster in this half because
Yep.
they knew they had the pressure in the first half. They're going to toss it over to Lee on the left side. He's got some blockers
He's
in
got
front
that
of
big
him.
tight end, 44, doing some good blocking. Defense played it well, but 44, that was a heck of a block. Took two
did.
guys out with him.
That's a good 6 yard gain. They had a fake version of that play just a couple plays ago, the fake toss to the outside. But that was number 10 for SVU. I'm sorry, I pull up his name here. His name is Sergio Mamone, and he is a defensive back sophomore from Hilo, Hawaii.
We played it well. I mean, they stretched it out beautifully. It's just we got outmaneuvered on that block a little bit.
Almost an encroachment penalty,
We
no
got
flags.
got a shot in on them.
But he completes the pass to E.J. Lee under pressure. Impressive play by Khalid Burrows.
We got caught with a 41. Our linebacker got caught going against that receiver.
Right.
I tell you what I'm amazed and impressed by. Their Wesley quarterback stood in there, knew the shot was coming, delivered it on the money.
He had 3 different players come
on
in
the
there.
money. All right, defense, come on now.
First and 10 on the 20-yard line. He's going to hand it off to A.J. Lee. He's got a little space, but he's going to be stopped after
We're
about a
stopping
3-yard
the
gain.
run.
We are.
They're not going to win this game on the run, but they're that passing game, we've got to come up with something.
Right.
Just like the interception, see if we can do it again. Shake the ball loose. So.
Yeah. And we mentioned at halftime that E.J. Lee only had about 15 yards rushing in the first half. So SVU doing their job there. As
we got to have pressure.
Kalik Burrows
turn
gets
around,
to the
turn
outside.
Around.
He's got some space.
He is so quick. Oh!
That's a blindside block.
Went to the head, though. How did they not call? Now, you can't take a shot to the head.
No, that was number 44 on that block for Wesley.
It was not helmet to helmet.
That was Andrew Eagle, the tight end, the senior.
But he took a
big block.
How we don't have a flag on that, I do not know. I mean, I love any kind of good shot, but that went to the head. Any shot to the head.
And you could hear that helmet contact, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's led with his shoulder and arm, but it all collided. But I'm glad he's standing up. He's walking off the field, but, today's world, you've got to take such extra caution and precaution.
It's a play like this that reminds us that we're not quite watching the NFL. In a second in the NFL, that would have been thrown really quickly.
I'm really stunned by that, and all we really care about is good health. I'm saying it was a great shot, but in the end, he went too high.
He did.
He teed off. He saw it coming, and he teed off.
And now third down.
And it's almost like a defensive player the way he was running up. All right.
Kalik Burrows in the pistol formation with Lee behind him.
They're taking him to the locker room. We'll get a report.
And that's a fumble snap here, and that's going to be a sack by SVU. That was number 51 for SVU getting on that sack.
Way to go, Skylar!
Now Skylar Cloward, defensive end junior from Grantsville, Utah, was a transfer from Dixie State University, and that helps. That is a 4th and 7.
Well, we've talked a little bit about that center snap today. It's been shaky.
Right.
So it's going to burn you at some point if you don't straighten it out.
Absolutely.
And to our good fortune, it happened
Especially if Wesley isn't able to convert on this field goal attempt.
And holding them to a field goal attempt is just great for us. Let's see if we can't block it, put some pressure on them, send them somewhere else.
This is number 6, Nick Brunn. Holds good. Kick is up, and it's off to the right. A missed field goal for Wesley. Another great defensive stand by the Knights.
Skylar running off the field. Give him some high fives there. Whole defense. Dawson, this is why I get excited. This is why you play the game. We talked about it before the game. Nationally, anybody that follows football, and I'm scared to say it out here in the Virginia territory, but Virginia Tech, rated 12th in the country, played Old Dominion University, 0-3, lost to Liberty, a 1AA.
Exactly, all these small
And they
schools.
go, and who do they beat? Virginia Tech. That's why you play the game.
Right.
And I'm so proud of our boys sticking tough. Now let's see if our offense can do what we need to and move the ball downfield.
Absolutely, SVU with that underdog mentality, handing off to Akiva Wedge on the left side. He breaks through a couple tackles, and it's going to be about a 3-yard gain, make it 2nd and 7.
Well, I've got to say again, Dawson, I'm so impressed. Wesley's well-trained, disciplined team. Our boys are taking some punishment. I mean, I'm just so proud of them because these are men hitting, and they are coming, and they got speed, and they are good on their defensive. I'm just so impressed with them, but we keep fighting.
Right.
We'll keep at it.
And that was Nazir Williams, the linebacker for Wesley, making that tackle on Akiva Wedge as he's back in the backfield again. They're going to hand it off to him again. He's going to break it to the outside.
Man, his line
only going to get about 1 yard, make it 3rd and about 6.
Get a little chippy out there, which you can understand.
I think after that
if you haven't played
earlier,
football, you get on that pile, somebody lays there a little too long. When they get up, they push their hand down on your face. It's part of football as far as I'm concerned. I'm not criticizing Wesley at all, but it gets a little chippy on both sides, and that's just because they care, and they're putting their heart and soul in it. And they're taking some – our guys are taking some shots. So we've got to figure out how to break one of these guys loose a little bit bigger hole, a little flare pass, something.
Right.
Because these linebackers are all over us right now.
They are. Pastor Lewis checking in. Tate Briggs, fake handoff. He's going to throw, and that's going to be enough for the first down.
Very nice play.
That is to
Excellent
number 9
call.
for SVU.
Great route run. Our receiver went 2 yards deep beyond the first down.
Yeah, that was Josh Newman.
Josh is tough. He's been our number 1 go-to guy, that's for sure.
He's from Haymarket, Virginia, went to West High School, and he's just been a powerhouse for SVU this year. A junior, he's been the main target for Tate Briggs so far.
Love having a Virginia boy around here doing something. You got guys from all over, but love our Virginia guys, our hometown boys.
Pastor Lewis still in there in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him.
Yeah, they pulled that blitz back.
Good burst.
Yeah, it's a good hole. Left side again. That left side is really between the guard and the tackle. Have absolutely done a great job.
And some more chippiness out here.
Yeah, we've got to talk to our players. Refs, I appreciate our refs. They're not throwing flags too quickly.
Right.
Because I will tell you, well, we did throw a flag. I'm going to tell you, football happens like this. Somebody gets a sneaky little play in, punch, and then the second offender gets caught.
Right.
And I think we got caught. We threw a little punch to the face.
As again, Pastor Lewis had that 5-yard run there. And we talked about in the first half, he only had 4 carries, but he was averaging about 11 yards per carry. He had 44 yards.
That's offense, but yeah. See, he retaliated.
Yeah.
I happened to be watching that part of the coming off the pile, and they're going to talk to him. They had messed with him some, and he got brought up between 2 or 3 of their players, and he came up. As he came up, he threw a little punch, not like a fist punch, but just a shove to the face.
Yeah, and that was Jordan
and
Marziaga.
got caught.
Right, the freshman.
You got
to
you got to learn. You want to be the one that gets somebody to do it to you.
Right.
You don't want to be caught.
In a 2nd and 20 situation.
Yeah, it just hurts so badly. But young and emotional, they'll get it. We'll be all right. We'll get it back.
Tate Briggs lining up in the pistol with Pastor Wedge behind him. Gonna fake the handoff, going to toss to the left side. That's going to go out of bounds. Kind of a smart play, as I believe it was number 28 for Wesley who was coming up on that hit. Would have been a hard hit. That was DeQuay Harris Winbush. We've said his name a couple of times, making it 3rd and 20 here.
Yeah, I don't know how the exact design of that play, but it needed to go quicker. So we needed to have Tate needed a couple quick steps, 3 steps, quick out about 5 or 6 yards down the line. We already got to about 10 or 12 yards. Even if he caught it, didn't have much room. Good job in the sense throwing it out of bounds.
Right. Tate Briggs drops back to pass here. He's going to try to throw it deep.
We're going for it.
Too far, out of bounds. Intended, I believe, that was to number 21. Caden Brewster of SVU.
Yeah, Caden. Oh, it looks like Caden found his jersey. Earlier we were worried about having to change his jersey number. So Caden can move. We just didn't have the ball where it had to be.
As SVU's
well defended too.
Right,
stride
very
for
well
stride.
defended. Very well defended.
Now we talk about all 3 phases of the game. Right. Punting has been critical for us this year. We've got to block every player because a good team knows. Look where they are in the field position. Block punt, touchdown.
Right.
So they're going to come after it. They're not going to set up. They're not going to set up for return, in my opinion. See 28. It's offsides too. I'm hoping we didn't. No, we moved. We just made it tougher.
Oh boy. Yeah, 31 for SVU. That is Nate DeGraw, the linebacker, the sophomore from Frontenac, Missouri. Went to Ladue Horton Watkins High School. Guilty of the penalty there. That makes it.
Well, go back to Coach Ed, right? We avoided it the first half. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot, really.
Right. But
I think we've taken 2 clear shots through the foot this half.
We have definitely as Jackson Hatch.
So let's get that ball out of there.
Punting from basically his own 3-yard line. Very tough situation for a punter to be in.
Snapper did a good job. Got the ball back. Now let's hope it hits the ground. Wanted to hit the ground. Nope.
Cortez Williams able to recover
good
his
coverage.
own 39.
Oh,
and he's got some space on the far side. He's
Yeah.
still free.
We have got
the
to stop this.
24-yard line. Goes out of bounds about the 21. It's going to make it tough for SVU's defense to make a stop here.
Yeah, we're great playing. I will say I keep waiting for a little bit of a flag there. A little bit of holding going on, but that's always holding going on. No blocking it back. They did a good job, but right there in the middle of the field, I thought we had one.
As that was Caleb Thomas.
Here we go.
Got to make another big stop. Again, as Caleb Thomas made that stop on that punt return. Backed up on your own 21, 22-yard line. The defense has got to come up with a big play. I mean, kind of a long, as far as time is concerned, possession for SVU, which gives the defense a little bit of a break. But you got to start capitalizing on some things like that interception earlier. Perfect opportunity to tie up this game.
Big Mo was on our side.
Right. That's Kalik Burrows in the shotgun. Hands it off to E.J. Lee.
They got him.
And he breaks free from that tackle line of scrimmage, gets about 4 yards.
We should have had him at the line, but I love the pursuit, right? The first guy, if he breaks loose, we got somebody there. So it's a good gain, but it could have been worse. So good pursuit. But we got to stop this and keep them to another field goal attempt again somehow, some way right now.
As that is number 12 on the near side, Ruhan Peel. Kalik Burrows in shotgun, E.J. Lee in the backfield. Another fumble snap, but he gets to it. Throws it to E.J. Lee, and he breaks a tackle, gets to the 10. And makes his way down to the 7-yard line.
First and goal, Dawson. Now, we'll get better at this. Our two of our guys took each other out.
Right.
Either one of them could have had that man. But we just weren't quite the right position. And good hustle. We had him, but we took each other out. And, of course, this guy, these are no amateurs in that sense. He knew where to go.
Right.
He started running north and south quickly.
And we're still seeing that inconsistent snapping for Wesley's center.
Yeah.
As Kalik Burrows lines with the shotgun again, hands it off to E.J. Lee, who's got some space, and he's going to bring it into the end zone. Touchdown for the Wolverines. And that'll extend this lead to 20-7 with just under 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Again, SU had a couple great defensive stops, had some great plays, including that interception. But again, just got to be able to capitalize, like Coach Militalo said.
If we could go back over the last, even this year, several years, you take Wesley 1st and 7, how many times he scored a touchdown? The bulk of the time.
Right.
And finally, our boys just kind of got a little tired on that line, and there's some pretty big holes he ran right up to.
Here, line up for the PAT here. Kick is up, and the kick is good, making it 21-7 here in this third quarter. Late in the third quarter as they extend the lead to 14 points. Got a torn jersey here on SVU's number 45. That is Landon Winitana, struggling with his jersey a little bit. But again, SVU putting up quite a bit of fight. That shows you the effort they're putting forth.
Yeah.
They're destroying themselves over getting.
Maybe there's a hole there after all. I don't know, but it's just being funny. All right. So what are we going to learn about ourselves? What are these boys going to learn about themselves? What are our coaches going to learn about our team? I say we're going to know what it's all about in the next 8 to 10 minutes of game time, how we respond.
Right.
We're playing against a great team. We have held them in check. Down 2 touchdowns again. Start the game, I would have taken that all day long and us getting ready to get the ball. But we don't want to fold up our tents and go home.
Right.
And let them just run over us. And we don't have to. What we need now is to come put some points on the board with this series, at least a field goal.
As Forsyth will receive this kickoff. Actually, no, he will let someone else with his number 13 for SVU that ended up fielding that. That was Jefte Lapointe, running back, the sophomore from Windermere, Florida. Went to West Orange High School, and they will start this drive at the 26-yard line. And they need to put together a drive here because, again, Wesley is putting together some momentum.
They're back to their confident selves.
Right.
They've got control of the game. And what great teams do, they really do know how to put the foot on your throat.
Right.
And I can guarantee those coaches aren't loving on them on the Wesley sideline. They're saying, fellas, we're going to put this game away. And what we have to do, want it bad enough and execute well enough that we don't let them.
Right. As a Kiva Wedge is beside Tate Briggs in the shotgun, they're going to hand it off to Kiva, but there's going to be a penalty. It's looking like it might be on SVU.
Ball start on the offense, number 12.
And number 12 for SVU, that's Cody Alvaro Thomas, the freshman.
He tried to get it. I saw it. He tried to get that little jump, that little move where he could get some space and get the ball. But we're deep in our territory. We just cannot help him along, and we're just wrapping Christmas present after Christmas present and handing to him right now.
It's like that 1 step forward, 2 steps back thing that Coach Militalo was talking about before the game. And Tate Briggs lines up, hands it off to Akiva. And he's got a burst here. He's got some good yardage.
His balance is remarkable.
It is.
They're getting paws on him and popping him a little bit, even when he gets through the hole. It's not a real clean through the hole. Somebody's pushed him. Somebody's grabbed his foot. Boy puts his shoulders down and keeps moving and gets yards. And if we ever needed a great run on first down and 15, that was it. He delivered. And the line did that same left side.
They did, and Akiva Wedge gets 11 yards and gets him to about 2nd and 3 after a 1st and 15. Tate Briggs hands it off to Pastor Lewis, who has some space and only gets about 2 yards, close to a first down. Make it 3rd and 1 here for SVU.
That was Pastor. It wasn't. I almost thought it was a face mask. He took him down from the front.
Yeah. And LeRae Williams for Wesley is able to take him down after about a gain of 1. 3rd down and 1 for the Knights. See if they can punch it through for this first down and open up the playbook for them a little bit.
It's so great to see Grady, number 70, on the side there. Back on the left tackle. It's that side they've been making headway. See, they ran right by his side. Just
and he's going to have enough for the first down.
He sealed him. See how he sealed him?
He did.
70. So glad his ankle's better. He's there. First down.
And that's Corey Williams in the
I asked what kind of
Wesley.
guys they are. They showed something there. Now let's keep it going.
Did.
They showed that they are getting better, having more confidence in themselves, and firing off the line and having some confidence in faith still.
And even being in the hole, they were at first down of 15.
Golly, yeah.
Games before, they would have just, been satisfied with small, short plays to try to play the field position battle. But no, we're getting
Look at our run
down.
game. We are still handling their offensive line on the run game.
Right.
Which says a lot for our guys.
Tate Briggs hands it off to Akiva, and that's a busted play there, as it's going to be a loss of about 5 yards, it looks like.
Our center got really, I don't know if his balance was off or what happened. He kind of got popped back about 3 or 4 yards on his backside.
Right.
And 2 big boys kind of came in, and Akiva saw it, planted, slipped, and there we go.
Yeah, and then Kevin Adams.
Thankfully, we only lost 3 on that.
Yeah, it's only a loss of 3, unfortunately. And
Come on,
Wedge
boys.
now has 21 carries and 70 yards on the day for
He's
Akiva.
working hard. He takes hits.
He really does.
Akiva takes shots.
And now Malachi Fotu is going to get the ball.
There's a hole. There's a
He's
hole.
got some space. He gets to the 45-yard line. That's about a gain of 8 there.
I hope the coaches will stick to this. The running game is where, again, we eat up clock. We'll keep it close. We can score with our running game. Throw a once in a while a really safe pass to keep them honest.
Right.
But do not deviate.
That's how SVU's one scoring drive went. They had one pass play, and it was a safe 7-yard play to get the first down and deep in the red zone as we were just under 2 minutes left in this third quarter.
And there's no need to panic.
Right.
14 points is really nothing when we go down and get a TD here. But the way we have a chance is to keep eating the clock, running the ball down their throats.
Absolutely, as Tate Briggs hands it off here.
Now,
That is
see,
again to Malachi Fotu.
they all try to cheat it up. If you watch this time, you had 9 of their 11 players within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So they're cheating. They're stacking it. So
Right.
now we got to come up with something to burn them on that.
And now it's 4th and 5, and so SVU
I didn't know it was
will have
fourth
to punt
down,
it
yeah.
away. Jackson Hatch will come out here again.
Well, our special team, our punt team is do a big play here. We need to boom one, pin them down on the inside the 10, and give our defense a real shot at holding them back in their own territory.
Right, and it's number 1 for Wesley, Corderis Simpson, who's had some great returns for
Good
Wesley
snap.
so far.
There you
Nice
go.
punt to
He
the-
went away from him, which he understands. It just went off the side of his foot. He was trying to go away from the returner,
Right.
which is a good play. Just kind of caught the side of his foot, and we didn't get the yardage we needed.
Looks like it went out of bounds at around the 30-yard line is what it looks like.
Safe, though, right?
Yeah,
we didn't get a
definitely safe.
60 or 70-yard return on us.
That's been the past 2 times we've punted.
So I
is they've had
appreciate their
great-
thinking. They got the right idea. Do not punt to this guy.
Right,
I mean, sometimes you just got to face up to it.
yeah.
That right now you're getting smoked on those returns, and
we're
just don't
seeing-
give them a chance.
And we're seeing that productivity that Corderis Simpson has had all year, being the leader in all-purpose yards for the Wolverines. And SVU finally learning that and saying, okay, like you said, maybe we shouldn't kick the ball to this guy. Kick it away from him and start our defensive stance in a good situation. As Kalik Burrows lines up in the shotgun, EJ Lee to his left.
No ball on the
Another fumble
ground.
on the ground.
Oh.
Looks like it might have come out of EJ Lee's hands.
Oh, they got so lucky. Wesley got so lucky. That ball was rolling and bouncing, and the running back was on his back, and it rolled up on his belly, basically.
Right. And we've seen that off and on again throughout this game. And also one thing to note, EJ Lee hasn't had very many people sub in for him, the running back
They
for
haven't.
Wesley.
No, they haven't.
SVU's had about
In fact,
4
their entire
running backs in
team,
there.
I don't think they've done a lot. Surprised me. Big 99's back in the middle.
Another low snap.
Yeah, that
as
snap's causing
Dallin
trouble.
Breen gets pressure on the left side. He's
From
coming
behind,
after him.
strip. Oh!
But that looks like it might be.
No,
It's
no.
incomplete on the
No,
near
no.
side
Yep.
of the field.
All right.
Now it's intended for Thompson, number 4.
This is where our defense needs to show something.
Right.
We got them 3rd and 12. You cannot let them off the hook. This is where when they have to understand Everybody, 11 men on that field need to understand, no way, no how is there going to be a play made by my man.
Right.
And keep them back here and force a punt.
Absolutely. We were talking about E.J. Lee not getting a whole lot of substitutions in for him. He is now 11 carries, 29 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Amazing.
Yeah, very
defense
good job
on him
so far.
This is what they do best, right? Pass efficient. We got no blitz, 4 men coming. Oh, yeah!
Tipped ball. That was number 7 for SVU. I believe that was Neil Davis.
Neil was there. Perfect time jump. The receiver got behind him a little bit, but our 4-man rush put enough heat, just enough. But we keep asking the question. I don't want you fans to think I'm doubting our team. That they answered. They answered the bell. They answered the call. They flat out did what you have to do to become a better team. I'm telling you, people, our team is becoming a better team by every snap in every game.
Absolutely, as that is punted.
Fair catch. Absolutely. Good play.
I believe that was number 32 for SV. He's the one who had the interception earlier. Peyton Madsen, the freshman, who started off the second half. And again, great defensive stance by SVU. Great field position, actually, starting at our own 36-yard line with 5 seconds left in this third quarter.
I'm just telling you, Dawson, you've called a great game here. I'm telling you, I'm the one that gets all excited, but I cannot emphasize enough to you parents and family members at home and our fans. I hope you're giving them standing ovations in your houses. If you're watching this online, I hope you're pounding your table, getting excited. You have something to be proud of and excited about.
Absolutely, that's very true. As Tate Briggs here in the pistol formation with Akiva Wedge behind him. On the far side, it looks like we have, as Tate Briggs passes it, it's tipped. And looks like that is intercepted by Wesley. Tipped at the line of scrimmage into the air.
Tip ball drill. Every team works on it. They got the tip. Tate's going to have to work on his head. They've got their hands on some balls. It's a common play to happen defensively. They can make that play because you're doing a little dump. You're doing a dump behind the line, defensive line. It's only about a 4-yard pass. It's a touch pass.
Right.
So you're going to take a little bit off of it. And the linebacker read it, stepped back just enough, threw his hand up, or the lineman, and then the linebacker was there. That hurts, but I like the play call, honestly.
Right.
They've been stacking the deck inside. We just didn't execute.
Right, and that was Najee Wilson, the linebacker, the junior, who was able to get that interception after the tipped pass. And wanted to give some stats for you from SVU's defense. So Peyton Madsen has 6 tackles. He caught that 1 interception and returned it for 49 yards.
Yep.
We have Bishop Apodaca Lika with 6 tackles, and Albert Green has 8 tackles, 5 of them being solo. Some great defensive work, but again, just some unfortunate things happening at SVU, like that tipped pass, that interception. And we were talking about how it's close to the end of the third quarter. Now it is the end of the third quarter, how good of a situation they were. Now Wesley is in very good field position in SVU territory, ahead by 14 points over the Knights.
Well, we almost had to play a perfect game, and we have been playing what I would call an absolutely A- game. I mean, we're way up there. We're way above the way we played earlier in the season for sure.
Right.
I keep measuring it against who are we playing? What's our competition like? I think about our very first game. We could have won that game. We lost 2017. But I can tell you the competition of that team, nothing against Rowan, but the level of the team that they are versus Wesley is night and day. So let's hope we can pull off our own minor little miracle turnover here.
That's Kalik Burrows in the shotgun. He's going to do a halfback draw to E.J. Lee, and that is stuffed behind the line for about a 6-yard loss.
Dallin sniffs these things out. I think he has a real knack for it. That's why he's picking up these sacks. But it was a delay draw. It wasn't just a pure draw. It was a delay. They sat, thought they froze us.
Right.
But Dallin saw the hole. They had done a stunt. Dallin usually comes from outside. Stunt through the middle. Nailed him.
It looked like E.J. Lee kind of made it a little too obvious that it was a draw. He just kind of stood there.
Yeah, he just stood there, kind of beautiful
nice
play.
hit. That is number 10 for SVU making the tackle.
That's what we're talking about. Now, defense.
Sergio Mamone.
Let me tell you, let's hold them one more time. Keep them a long third down. Do it again.
I don't think they have any kicker that can kick from this.
No, so they're going to pooch punt it if we can keep them back. We can hold them after just a really tough turnover.
Right.
So your defense has got to support your offense. Your offense got to support your defense. Right here, our defense is support. Let's see if they can do it on third down. Come on, guys.
Third down and long.
Show them what
here
you got,
for the
just like last
Wolverines.
time.
Here early on in the fourth quarter, 21-7 in favor of Wesley College.
That's one-on-one over there. Good coverage. Good coverage. Got a
He's
man
got a
behind
deep,
our
number
man.
5. Intercepted.
Go ahead. Perfect. Touchback.
And that is a touchback. That's going to bring it out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
Dawson,
That is
that's our
number 7.
dream scenario.
Niall Davis. Causing-
Incredible. Neil Davis, right? Not only got an interception, but we got an interception and he kept going into the end zone and got tackled, so we have a touchback, which means it comes out of the 20-yard line versus being on the third 1 yard line back there with all sorts of trouble.
Right. And that's not 2 interceptions. For
I hate to call for a miracle great turnover, but they just delivered it to us. But I say we earned it.
Absolutely.
They had good time in the back, but I tell you, they knew that play was coming.
And they're lifting the sword again down
Yes,
there.
the
on
sword's
sideline.
happening. Well, it looked like our first man got beat, but that's what a safety does.
Absolutely.
Safety cut over and played center field.
Tate Briggs dropping back to pass. He's going to take it off and run. He's actually going to pull it up
Gee.
and pass it to number 9.
All right. Tate's giving me
Josh
gray hair.
Newman.
Come on, man. Great play. That's all he's making something out of nothing.
Absolutely. He had no room in that pocket at all, but pulls it out and makes it a first down for the Knights.
Gee,
Josh
whiz.
Newman, being the productive player that he always is.
Great hands there. They put the ball down. That was good for Tate, but a great catch because he was falling forward on it.
Yeah, and Tate Briggs so
And
far
held
winning,
on to it.
Yeah, Tate Briggs winning the turnover battle here against Kalik Burrows. As Tate only has 1 interception, whereas Kalik Burrows has 2.
Look at him go. Our
Another-
boys are not quitting.
Has a completion to Kevin Adams.
Kevin had 5. He gained 5 yards because he just kept stumbling forward, but didn't let his knees go down.
His head was only about a foot off the ground the entire run.
He looked like a hoverboard. I mean, flat out. I'm telling you, that was a tough pass. Tate, I know those are touch passes. They're hard, but what great hands. And his
Absolutely.
receiver totally helped him out. That was awesome.
2nd and 4. They're going to hand it
Go
off to
Kiva.
Kiva. He's got some space. He gets about a 3-yard gain, make it 3rd and
Quite
1
get the first down.
at about 44-yard line.
Brought down by 98 Tyler Tate.
You know, playing an entire 4 quarters. And right now we're showing we can, but we cannot let up. This offensive line, that left side particularly right now, has got to understand.
And Tyler Tate for Wesley making that
We
tackle.
need that yard
We do.
now. We need that yard now. No fooling around.
And that makes Tate Briggs 12 of 22 for 112 yards, 1 interception. He has 38 rushing yards.
There it is.
Hand
Go
it
left
off
side.
to
Left side. There you go.
Pastor Lewis.
You got it.
First down for the Knights, as there was a pack of Wolverines there ready to receive him, but he was able to get just enough yards for the first down. And one thing we talked about with drives like this is limiting penalties. So far today, Wesley has 4 penalties for 52 yards, and SVU is 7 for 44. And with that, we want to toss it downstairs to our silent reporter, Sam Tedderton. What do you got for us, Sam?
Hey guys, just a couple things that we've been noticing on the sideline is that this is not the same offense or defense that we saw week 1 against CNU. There's a certain kind of toughness, a mentality that these guys are having while they're out on the field. They don't care who Wesley is. We're out here to play, and we're out here to win, to play to win. And that's one of the things that we're seeing is, you know, they're playing against one of the top teams in the nation, and they've been back in the red zone twice already with opportunities for Wesley to come and score, and they find ways to stay in this game. And what we're seeing is a relentless SVU team. And it's definitely not the same thing that we saw week 1 against CNU. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Sam, as that was a busted play there as Kiva Wedge went to the wrong side. And actually, no, Kiva wasn't in there. That was Pastor Lewis that went to the wrong side and made Tate Briggs run it for about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Heck of a play by Tate. And we talked about it. These guys haven't had many reps. They'll
Right.
get it. They'll get it in sync. They'll work on it this week in practice, get a lot more reps, and we won't have that miscommunication again.
It is now 3rd and 6 for the Knights with Akiva Wedge back in there at halfback.
We
in
need
the
a big
pistol
play
formation.
right here, Dawson.
We do as Tate Briggs drops back to pass.
We need a first down.
Almost intercepted.
Look at the size of that linebacker. See how long he is?
Yeah, that
Number
is-
30. Great hands. Anticipation.
Nazir Williams
That was a great play.
was. He's 6'3", 245 pounds from
6'3".
Bridgeton,
I
New
mean, I knew
Jersey.
he had a long body. Well, and you can't stare down a receiver.
Right.
Tate's slipped a little bit on that last couple times. You got to look him off. You got to look left or something. You got to pull those eyes. He saw it the whole way. We're very fortunate we got what we got. And now let's see this time. We can't really pin him back. I don't think he'll punt to him, but let's see if we get a little deeper down the side.
Yeah, hopefully not. I don't think they'll
Good
try
snap.
to fake the punt again, but
Get to the side. Now he's going to
go in
get
the
it.
middle.
He's going to get it. Somebody, there it goes again. I told you.
and he's going to go up the middle. He's got the kicker to beat Jackson Hatch. And
Nope,
he's down to
that's
30.
touchdown.
The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Wolverines.
We didn't
Cortez
learn.
Simpson.
No matter what, you kick it away from them. If it means out of bounds at the 30-yard line, you do it.
Right.
This is not a fluke that guy's doing. He's doing it all game on us. And then look at, they've got film. We've got to learn. We've got to kick it away from them.
As that extends this lead to a 20-point lead, as is now 27-7. PAT pending here. And I tell you what, we talked about Cortez Simpson, the leader, all-purpose yards for Wesley. You don't want to punt to him. He's not a guy you mess with as far as punting the ball to him is concerned. He's done some damage already in this game, and he's done damage all season as that PAT makes it 28-7 here with just over or just under 11 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Now SU's offense needs to have some big plays.
Yeah, we've got
here.
score. I mean, you can't, you can't win a game anyway scoring 7 points, right?
No.
That's always my philosophy, too. So we've got to put some points up one way or another, do our very best. I said it takes all three phases almost of a perfect game to beat Wesley. We've got some work to do. We got to improve in that. We've done okay this year, but there's been other guys who've run the ball back when we've kicked to them, and we're just not getting it done.
Right.
And we've got to just, like I said, accept the 30 or 35-yard line starting position for them, field position, and kick it out of bounds if you have to, punt it out of bounds. Whatever it takes, just don't punt it to the guy.
Right. As now Nick Brunn for Wesley will be kicking it off here. As we see fourth to keep their hopes alive here in this game. It is again 28-7. And if you're just joining us here on the Night Sports Network here with Dawson Weidrich, and with me is James Epps. A game that has been relatively close the entire time. At halftime it was 14-7. At one point SVU led 7-0 early in the first quarter.
14-7, we were driving too.
Right, we were driving.
We were in the red zone.
And some small mistakes have happened to where SVU has all of a sudden found themselves in a 21-point hole. Handed off to Akiva Wedge up the middle. He's going to get looks to be about 3 or 4 yards. As Akiva has had himself a very productive game again. He's been the offensive highlight for SVU so far this year with just how hard he runs, how well he cuts back in the lanes that are open, and just
how hard he works.
Right.
Never quits. Drives.
Trying to get the hard count there as Pastor Lewis is in there for Akiva this time. Okay, Briggs looking to the sideline here. They're going to send their fullback number 40 in motion, Alex LaPlante. They're going to hand it off to Pastor Lewis, and he's not going to get much further than the line of scrimmage, make it about a 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
A long
Just like
way
we've
to go.
handled them sometimes on the line, they handled us on that right side that time. We've got to shore that side up a little bit. Our greatest success today has come off the left side with Grady Sammy on the left side, number 70. We've got to make something happen here. And it is tough when we get 3rd and long. We do get a little predictable.
Right.
So let's see if we can't, Nate, put it in the guy's hand. We need it.
He's got some pressure up the middle. Tate Briggs rolling out to his
He's
right
open.
side.
He's open.
He's got a first down near the 50-yard line. That is number 12, Cody
Tate
Alvaro
kept his
Thompson.
composure.
Yeah, he really did. Well, to his right side. He had
Thankfully,
that
had
great
some
pressure.
green over there to plant his feet a little bit. But 12, who's 12? I know I got to get my number better.
That was Cody Alvaro Thomas.
Yeah, Cody. Cody broke his route and just was wide open spaces. Nice touch by Nate. Beautiful play on both of them. They saved us there. That's a play you can go back and be proud of.
Absolutely. Tate Briggs in the pistol formation here at midfield. He's going to fake the handoff to Pastor Lewis. He's got a man coming around the side, but he's going to complete it.
Got rid of it just in time.
Yeah.
I'm holding my breath.
And Caden Brewster gets a reception. But, yeah, that defensive end was
That
coming
blind
on
side,
blind
yeah.
side. had no idea he was there. If he'd have held the ball for just like half a second longer,
one more tick.
would have been
Strip sack fumble, I'm afraid.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it had the potential. Great play.
2nd down and 6 here for the Knights, just crossing midfield into Wesley territory. Trying the hard count one more time. Making some adjustments to the line of scrimmage. Tate Briggs looking to the sideline.
Well, we at least keep them guessing a little bit when we hit those passes.
Draws back to pass. Throws across the middle. And that's going to be another first down play.
That a way to fight.
Out to the 34-yard line.
Our receivers are not quitting with just the reception.
Right, and that's Caden Brewster again for the 2nd straight reception here on the drive. Tate Briggs starting to find his rhythm here in this 4th quarter.
Much better. That quick play. And we have to go to this because the clock's going to get us, right? So we're still playing to win. And but they're being conservative, keeping it low-key, short passes. A nice sweep, nice 15. Sweep. Yeah.
That is Kevin Adams who got that carry.
Got a flag, and I'm a little concerned that sweep. We held somebody a little long on that corner. We'll find out.
Possibly we'll see what the penalty is once the ref announces it.
Oh, shoot. All right, there goes that. We're talking about shooting ourselves in the foot. That was a double barrel shot, right?
It really was.
We got good fight of 5 or 6 yards, and it's a personal foul. That's 15 yards.
He's going to back him up all the way.
Now, I couldn't see the play. We'll have to see on film if we really chop blocks. They haven't called one today. That's a little tricky for those linemen when they pull out and they get a little deeper.
Well, it was actually Akiva that was guilty of that one, Akiva Wedge.
Oh, boy.
As they are now at their own 49-yard line here. Just about 7.5 minutes left to play in this game. Tate Briggs looking to his right side. Looking him off a little too long as there's 2 defenders right there. That was intended for number 9, Josh Newman.
He's feeling the heat, too. He had to get rid of it. And
right.
Put a little too much juice on it, and it was a tough play all the way around. 2nd down, you want to go for about half of this, just like they did. You want 2nd down, forever to go. Try to pick up 8 or 10 yards.
2nd and 25.
Yeah, just try to pick up 8 or 10 yards. See what we can do on the next 2. Because we're going to be 4 down territory if we can move the ball.
Oh, absolutely. Tate Briggs hands
nice
off
draw.
Pastor Lewis. He's not going to get very much. In fact, he's going to lose.
Set up good, but they closed fast.
Right.
Now the difference I'm seeing with Pastor a little bit, we've got to get him to hang out with Akiva a little bit more. Moving his feet a lot, dancing a lot. Right. Now once you have the draw, the time, it's critical. The timing is to go north and south.
Right.
Run straight. He saw a little something, but it doesn't matter. Run straight. You might can shake the, but you start dancing with these athletes on the other side of the line.
You're not going to get.
They're going to be dancing with you. You're not going far.
Right.
You cannot dance. You got to go north to south.
In this 4th quarter, we're seeing kind of an opposite of SVU. Early on, they run the ball really well.
Yeah.
And now the passing game is what's working for them. As Tate Briggs drops back to pass, feels pressure, evades a tackler.
Oh, no.
And he's going to throw it up.
Well, he got it forward. He got it forward. It's a forward pass, thankfully. I mean, we're going to have to punt. We got a man down, Wesley.
Hard to tell who it is down there.
Yeah, we'll wait till we
turf.
get all the official information for you Wesley fans at home. Never want to see any player down on the turf. But he's moving around.
It looks like to be number 93, if I'm not mistaken, Daquan Knight. Anyway, so defensive coordinator for the Knights going out there, and actually offensive coordinator, going out there and giving his offense a good talking to, explaining this is an tight situation. This is what we need to figure out what we're made of right here. We got to put together drives like this, and especially in this situation where you have to punt it away, you have to be smart. They're trying to talk about who they're going to punt to, not number 1. Don't punt it to Cordero Simpson.
Absolutely. They're already going to make me cry if I have to see him sprint again so easily down the field. Well, I feel confident we'll get the punt done what we need to this time. And here's what I want to see, and I'm so excited and confident to see it. There's a lot of pride still at stake.
Right.
We're playing. I'm not giving up on the game, but we're playing. We want the defense to hold them.
Right.
3 and out. At least make them punt. Make this team punt. Do not. I know what's going on that sideline. I know the coaches on that defense. I know what they're talking about. It is absolutely, come heck or high water, you do not let them put 1 point on the board.
Right.
And that What that does for you, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, you've got a lead of 1 point. And you've got to put the finishing touches on the win. They'll know what that's like, and they'll know they can do it, and they'll deliver. So this is the time. 93's up and going. It's good to see him walking off the
That was
field.
number 93, Daquan Knight, the junior from Trenton, New
Under his
Jersey,
own power. It's
getting up
good
off
to
the
see.
field.
But like we said, our defense, so Dawson, they've special teams first. We got to work on the special team stuff, that's for sure. But our defense has got to come out with the same enthusiasm, the same fire, the gut check that you had when you were all fired up and winning 7-0.
Right.
Because it's training, it's preparation, it's maturity, it's confidence that will come later,
And
that they'll need it.
It's not Cortez Simpson returning. It is now Jerish Halsey, the wide receiver for Wesley. He's from Rahway, New Jersey.
We're not going to punt to any of them, I hope.
Nope. He
Good
punts to the
job.
far
Perfect,
side.
perfect, perfect.
That's going to go out of bounds at around the 18-yard line, it looks like. Actually going to mark it at the 15.
Still a little chippiness. We got to get past. Jackson, way to go. Way to go, big guy. Didn't give him a chance to receive it and still moved it on down the field.
Right, and now it's 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in this game.
If I'm Jackson walking off, I'm looking at my defender teammates and say, all right, fellas, 3 and out, do your thing.
Absolutely.
They need to act like they're winning this. They need to go just pin their ears back and go. And show them.
As Wesley
Every
comes out on
man.
the field. Kalik Burrows is coming out, and now they do have looks like they have a replacement at running back for Wesley. Number 7 will be coming in for E.J. Lee. This is Elijah Minter. Running back here, they're in kind of an offset pistol formation. So they're going to hand it off to Winter. He's going to get some good yardage. He's going to get about 5 yards there on that first carry of this drive.
And here's what good teams do also. I'll be shocked unless it's 3rd down and 7 or 8, you ever see them throw the ball.
Right.
These guys are going to try to
teach.
teach us how to close the game out.
Right.
And that's run the ball down your throat and run the clock out and walk off. And in this case, surprisingly, they're going to say to themselves, thank heavens we got out of here with a win.
Right, absolutely.
That's my prediction. We'll see how it goes.
As they don't need any more points at this point, already up 21-7.
Sure, and you watch them. They're running the clock all the way down to 2 to 3 seconds before the snap.
There's 10 seconds left in the play.
Which is what they should
here.
do.
Absolutely. This is
That's what we're going to do when we're ahead.
Kalik Burrows, the shotgun, going to hand it off to
Yep,
Winter again.
safe runs up the middle.
And he's going to have enough for first down. It's about a 7-yard gain. As I was getting chippy on the other side, that was number 44, Andrew Eagle, a tight end, getting a little chippy with one of SVU's defensive backs.
Yeah, we got a little dinged up on the side for number 6. We've got to be a little more stout here, though. So I think we might have 2 timeouts, but
we have all 3 timeouts.
We have all
actually.
3, great, because every first down, if you have no timeouts, eats up about 3 minutes of the clock, 2.5.
Right.
We're going to have to start using our timeouts here shortly if we can't stop them on this series.
Right, gets a shotgun snap a little to the side, but he's going to hand it off to number 10 on the end around. That's going to be Kashawn Henry, the sophomore receiver from Avenel, New Jersey. Went to Woodbridge High School.
Wesley's getting yards, but I'm proud of our guys. We're hitting them hard. We're team tackling. We're a little bit on our heels. I don't know if we're maybe a little tired, but they're in there. They're putting their nose in it and mixing it up.
Absolutely.
We are.
SVU's defense just playing very well for the majority of the game today. Some special teams mistakes and some wrapping up mistakes, just small things, have just given Wesley this 21-point lead so far with just under 5 minutes left to play. Kalik Burrows and shotgun's going to hand it off to E.J.
Great play,
Lee.
great play. We got 3rd down anyway, man.
Yeah,
That's
that was
what we're looking for.
25, Abe Manzare,
Yeah.
the sophomore from Burke, Virginia.
Good to see Jason back in there, 49er defensive end. Fatal, he's been out, been able to play some today. Get him back to full health would be great. All right. 3 yards. We just got to hold them.
We do.
They
We
will
gotta get the ball
punt.
back.
They will punt from over in this position. We just got to hold them. Come on, guys.
7 seconds left on the play clock. Kalik Burrows
Going
going to
for
pass
one
to the
little out
left
pass.
side, short
Oh,
pass.
good play, good play.
And that's going to be enough for a first down. That was to number 10, Sean Henry. And I'll stop the clock at
That's
4
the good
minutes.
news for us. Stop the clock.
Right.
But our team, we have great film on this. We're playing, and I was hoping we could have to come after that quarterback. But that's such a safe and good play to get what they
is.
needed. We just didn't put any pressure on the QB.
Right. Good play call there by
Yeah,
Wesley.
great play call.
As they're approaching midfield, Kalik Burrow's going to hand it off to number 7, Elijah
So
Minter.
badly, though, I do not want them to give up any points.
And he's
Come on, fellas.
Getting into SVU territory now, about 3.5 minutes. Let's play in this first half. That was number 6 for SVU making the stop. That is Albert Green.
We need to stand them up a couple times. Right
We do.
now, they're just punching yards.
As SVU is getting some substitutions in here, and they'll take out number 4, Bishop Apodaca, which is also known as Like, or Lika.
Well, we need to come up a little tighter, I think, on this first down. They're going to run the ball. See, our linebackers are 5 yards back, 6 yards back. I think we stacked the box a little bit here, and let's put a little bit, make a little more pressure. You're going to run it right up the
Hand it
middle.
off to E.J. Lee. Actually, no. Looks like they're taking out E.J. Lee after he played the majority of the first 3 quarters without any substitutions. That was actually, again, Abe Manzare. Now under 3 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter.
Again, this is growth opportunities. We need to see these guys fired up on defense. I love the sidelines. Our teams are, our offensive guys are all standing. They're trying to cheer them on. Little gas taken out, but that's when you start, again, show maturity and gutting it out right here.
Right.
Now, you see how they brought the linebackers up this time, at least acting like we're going to run blitz or do something. And we did run blitz right there.
Hand it off to Minter. No, excuse me. Manzare. That's the side, and that's going to be another first down. With 2 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock and now counting.
Good play call. We got stuck a little bit on the inside blitz. And good running back. He saw it. Kind of skipped to the right a little bit. Got a little bit outside yardage and picked up that first down.
Now it's 1st and 10 at SVU's 28-yard line, it looks like.
Man, I'd like to see a strip tackle or something. Let's stop them. Let's not let them have any points.
Yeah, end on a positive note here for SVU. And I mean, with this game, there is a whole lot of good you can talk about with SVU so far today. They had a whole lot of things they did very well offensively, besides some turnovers and missed opportunities and penalties. But you really saw a lot of great flow by the offense, running the football. Tate Briggs had some
good
passes.
moments.
Yeah.
Definitely some good series. Our defense, I feel like, played a well of a game again.
They did. They really did. Limiting a team.
They played a great game. I think they all gave their best. I think we only had one area to face the game that really hurt us today. But we're getting better.
Right.
We're
and if
getting
fans
better.
aren't familiar with Wesley College, they won't know that Wesley averages about 46 points a game.
Yeah.
And so holding him to 28 points today,
And
that is astounding.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been averaging allowing, 4 or 5 points a game. So we beat it on both counts. I will say Wesley, don't forget, has played and won national championships.
Right.
This is a rich pedigree. At one point, I think they won 3 out of 6 or 7 national championships at D3 level. And we have represented ourselves well today. So proud of these guys.
And now those
and
Minter
our
running
coaches.
up the middle for another first down. Now we're under a minute left to play here.
I think our coaches probably will not be calling timeouts. And I'm hoping they'll take the victory formation here, but they're not.
Probably going to run it one more time.
I guess they know we have timeouts, yeah. And they think we're going
to do an end around.
Oh, I know.
Here.
They got to get them. There you go. That's what I mean by carrying. That's
30.
fighting to the very end.
That was Ryan Clemens, wide receiver for Wesley, having that carry.
44, 52. They were in there. We had 3 guys in there. 32. Dallin Breen's one of them.
And now there's 31 seconds left on the play clock. They won't need to run
That's
another
the
play.
game
There's
right
only
there.
21 seconds left.
And I appreciate the class of Wesley.
Right.
They played it down. They kept moving the ball. They could have pushed it and jacked up another touchdown possibly on us.
Mm-hmm.
But they played it carefully, smartly, and I think with some real class.
Absolutely. And with that, Wesley's offense finished with Burrows having 286 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was 20 of 31. Had another great day. Elijah Minter had 47 yards. E.J. Lee, their leading rusher, usually with 86 yards a game, only had 23 yards and a touchdown. And the other running back, Abe Manzare, had 15 yards.
Our run defense was stout.
It was. They played very well today.
We were stout. Our defensive backs played better, too. Our linebackers were there.
Forced 2 interceptions.
I mean, 28-7, and we led the game 7-0. I tell you, if I get a chance and when I do, any player we see, and I hope all those that are here today and those online, text, call, get the word out. Give them a big, big congratulations and tell them the second half of the season is looking good. We got a bye. We're going to get well and healthy.
Right.
And I feel like we can win 3 or 4 out of the last 5 games.
Yeah, I believe so too. I feel like this team has the formula to win several games this season and make a name for themselves as far as improvement from the previous season is concerned. And so for you, James, if you were to give a game ball to somebody or player of the game award to somebody on SVU, who do you think you would give it to?
I like to do offensive defense, but that is always so tough for me. How many did Dallin have more than 2 sacks, or did he have 1 sack?
He had the 1 sack, and he had the 1 tackle for loss.
And what was our top receiver?
Our top receiver was, I believe, was our usual
Hang on
guy,
1 second.
Josh Newman.
How
who
many
made a couple big plays.
I'm going to say overall special teams, offense, that's who I had in mind, Josh Newman.
Right.
I mean, he made some things happen. He made catches that momentum-wise were critical, gave us some first downs, got yards after the catch. But it's so hard to forget, we had a great interception run. But I'd say Josh. Josh is the man today.
Right, absolutely. And we saw so much better productivity out of the offense, exactly what Coach Mulitalo wanted. He wanted that consistent running game, passing game. I mean, that tipped interception, nothing much you can do about that besides that. Maybe a little more touch in the pass, but just a great defensive play by Wesley.
That's a tough play call, so everybody can look at that. But Sam, I know it's just hard. I'm seeing Coach Mulitalo walk off, rubbing his head. And these guys are all competitors, and it burns deep, I can assure you. All the coaches feel that way. There are no moral victories, but at the same time, I can say this. Every player, every coach should walk off truly holding their heads high, and then take a little recovery time, walk away with what are we going to learn, and they'll learn more. That's why they're getting better every week.
Right.
Coaches are working. I know their coaches are working their fannies off. I know between now and Monday morning, and I know some of it starts at 3:30 and 4 in the morning after the game. They try to give most of their time to their families on Sunday. Another reason I love this coaching staff. But they are ready on Monday, and they're making adjustments, and they're learning. They grade out every player, and it's all about learning. And if you have a foundation, we talked about of love, of absolute love and respect that this team has one for another and for their coaching staff. If that's your foundation, then he talks a little bit about tough love, or he talks a little bit about the coaching up or teaching. You have to do it. You have to look at the film and say, oh, shoot, I stepped left when I was supposed to hit the gap to the right.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to get better at that. And when you do that collectively with all 80 players, because the ones, the starters, the number 2s, the 3s, they're all important, as you see. Injuries happen. Cramps happen. Fatigue happen. You've got to have all players getting better every week. Right. And I believe, and I think the evidence today, I don't even have to say I believe, evidence is what you've seen today. It was put in front of you all today that we are getting better and better in pretty short periods of time. You give us 2 weeks to heal, more coaching to be done and learning, and watch out on our next game.
Absolutely, and I feel like in the NJAC conference, I feel like SVU made a statement today as far as defense is concerned. They're showing people, hey, we can hold the top offense in the conference to only 28 points. That's about 20 points below their average that they have all season. And I feel like SVU can, like you said, they can hold their heads up high just by knowing that.
We've got 2 top-tier teams that are ranked nationally. It's Frostburg and Wesley. Well, we've absolutely showed well today against Wesley. We get Frostburg a little later in the year, and I hope we'll be that much better, and maybe we'll sneak a win out of them. Other than that, I think we're going to go and take care of business on some of these teams coming up.
Right, absolutely.
I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to be proud of with the Knights today. And again, you've been on with us on the Knights Sports Network. I'm Dawson Weidrich, and again with me was James Epps. A great, fun game to watch and commentate for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, the first ever fully student-run broadcast in SVU history. And again, the final score was 28-7 in favor of Wesley. They move on to 4-0. SVU moves on to 1-4. But again, a lot to look forward to in the future. And again, this is Dawson and James signing off.
Spread the word. Knights football. Get the word out there.
Absolutely. And go Knights.
Go Knights.